Jake Turpin, the coach. Cameron Serraldo, MC, is down on the touchline under the brolly. How is it, Michael?
Yeah, it's obviously wet, Andrew. The rain's coming down. Not too cold, though. The conditions aren't too bad in terms of the degree of temperature, but yeah, it is very wet.
The degree of temperature, beautifully said. Michael Carianis under the brolly down there on the touchline. Oh, here we go. We're going to get the Viking clap.
Here we go.
And the Raiders theme song. I love this. Have a listen. I say this to you every time, Tony. It's my favourite start to a game anywhere in Australia, and it must be so fabulous to run out to for the players.
Oh, yeah, they just absolutely love it. And even the crowd, you know, you hear of people, they just want to come to Canberra Stadium, not even a Raiders supporter, just to be a part of the Viking Club to the start of the game. So it's really good. Really great atmosphere here. Good numbers. I think there's a few more that have come out from underneath to be able to see that.
The fullback for Canberra, Kyo Weeks. The wingers, and it's great to see him back, although he had a dusty game against the Warriors, Savelio Tamale, and also Xavier Savage. Centres, Simi Sasangi and Sebastian Brisk. 5'8" Ethan Strange. Halfback, Ethan Sanders. Lock, Corey Horsburgh. Second rowers are Noel Martin and Hudson Young. Front rowers, Joseph Tarpany and Josh Papali'i. He's back. Tom Starling, the hooker. Time on, says referee Adam G. And Matt Burton sends it to the southern end of Canberra Stadium. And Josh Papali'i, Big Papa, hits it up. And he's caught 12 out from his own line by Jamin Salmon. The Raiders bench, Jaden Brayley, Zach Hosking, Atta Mariota, Morgan Smithies, Dane Laurie and Jed Stewart. The coach, Ricky Stewart. The referee, Adam G. Touch judges, Phil Henderson and Dave Munro with Ashley Klein in the bunker. Let's hope this is a ripper. NRL Thursday on ABC Sport. Canberra in the middle of the ground. Noel Martin hits it up and he's tackled. About 34 metres out from his own goal line. He plays the ball to Starling. It comes left to Papali'i. Up over the 40 goes Josh, standing in the tackle. Now shoved backwards by King and Sam Hughes. 8 short of halfway. It's played. Starling goes left to Sanders and he boots it right down the throat of Connor Tracy, the fullback. He takes it 10 metres out from his own line, heads back into a wall of green, and he'll play it 18 out from his own line. This is as aesthetically pleasing as you'll get. The full blue jersey of Canterbury, the full green of Canberra. It looks fantastic. Doggies just outside their 20. Their first set as the ball's played to Galvin. Goes right to left. Tracy links up with Carraz and he's caught. 25 out from his own line. No score after the opening. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Stephen Crichton picks it up. Goes for a run. Yeah, hitting very solid defence and shoved back. 31 out from his own line. Don't worry, Canberra players remember what Crichton did to them last year at this very ground. Now it's King up the centre. Maxi King got straight through one. Now put down 8 metres short of halfway. Last tackle Canterbury. Played to Hayward. Goes left Burton. End over end kick. Geez, got a powerful boot. Nearly. Oh, it's perfect. Taken by Kyo Weeks. Half a metre out from the goal line. Heads up over the 10 and he's going to be shoved back by brilliant Canterbury chase. 14 out from his own line. Alan Tongue. 2 minutes gone. A scoreless start.
Yeah, real arm wrestle to start off, no doubt. Just keeping an eye on Tommy Starling there. I know he put some good contact into Crichton, but I think it might have deterred him a little bit there too. So we'll keep an eye on that. But a good start from both sides.
As Canberra now work it from right to left. 25 out from their own line. Tamale plays it. Scooting from dummy half press. Got straight past one. Now caught 34 out from his own line. And the set restart. The first of the game to the roar of the crowd. Goes to the Canberra Raiders. They're a metre short of the halfway line. Centre of the park. The ball played Starling. Goes right to Strange. Show and go by Strange. Dragged to the ground. 11 metres in Canterbury's half by Kickow and Crichton. Starling goes short side right this time as the Raiders work it. 30 out from the goal line. Sasangi plays it. Out from dummy half goes Starling. He got through Kickow and now caught only 15 out from the Bulldogs line. 15 in from touch in the northeast corner. Plays it. They work it right to left to Sanders. He sends it back on the inside to the step of Tarpany. Can he link up? No. He's caught 8 metres out from the goal line. Last tackle Canberra. Comes to the left. Through hands. Here's a dummy and taking on the line with a one-hander from Strange. Back to supporter, wraparound ball, overhead pass to Tamale. Step straight past 1, 2, got past Calvin and Tracy. And Tamale's able to score a spectacular Canberra Raiders try after just 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Sound that Viking horn. Canberra 4, Canterbury-Bankstown 0. It's wet, isn't it, Tuggy? How did they score that?
That is unbelievable play by the Canberra Raiders, and it was that 6 again that just gave them that extra bit of field position. And then the footy, the razzle-dazzle out the back, the offloading. It was Tarpany and a pass from Hudson Young to get to the outside. Tamale had plenty of work to do. It starts off Sanders. He got caught with the footy, gets it out the back to Young, somehow gets it away to Kyo Weeks. Work to do. Step on the inside. Civilio Tamale scores in the corner, and the Green Machine fans go berserk.
That gridiron pass from Kyo Weeks to Tamale was incredible, Michael Carianis, especially given the conditions.
Yeah, and it's still raining here. It's very slippery on the surface, but that was an outstanding set. You mentioned the Kyo Weeks pass, the Hudson Young pass before that as well was outstanding. Nice enterprising play here from Canberra. And it was off the back of that set restart, which Tungy touched on. It was Seb Chris, who everyone on the back foot a little bit here. Got out of dummy half, trying to get a fast play of the ball and managed to get a set restart. And off the back of that, they produced some outstanding footy.
Starling played a significant role in the lead-up too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Some really, really strong defence. I suppose it's that balance in these conditions that it's not just tuck the footy under the jumper, so to speak, and just take one out hit-ups. There's some real ball movement there. And the Raiders, I think they learnt that lesson a little bit last week up against the Warriors. What a great start.
That would have been an extraordinary try in a drought, let alone in heavy rain. That was incredible. Ethan Sanders, 22 out, 4 in from touch, western side. He strikes it. He likes it. He's kicked the goal. Perfect start, Green Machine. Canberra 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 0 here at Canberra Stadium after only 4.5 minutes of play. Thursday night NRL on ABC Sport. Well, I'll tell you what, if the game continues like it started, we are in for a treat around the grounds AFL. Quarter time, Sydney Swans at the MCG leading Hawthorn 38-33. On the text line, Jody and Mackay. Enjoy calling the game tonight, Andrew Allen MC. Thanks, Jodes. Also got Tim Gable Memorial window. Poor Tim just had a double take, says Jack at Port Macquarie. Well, he always had the window open, didn't he, Tungy? No matter whether it was minus 30 or plus 30. So it's the least we can do is have it open despite the rain. As now the try scorer Tamale carts it up for Canberra on play 2. And he's pushed back 19 out from his own line. Canberra 4, make it 6. Canterbury-Bankstown 0. Bulldogs scored inside the 10, and it's a penalty going to Canberra because the Raiders were inside their 20. So initially called a set restart, it comes back to be a penalty to the Raiders, 29 out from their own line, and Sanders finds touch eastern side up near halfway. So everything at the moment going right for Canberra, 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just after that little 6 again, as MC spoke about, when Seth Chris got out of dummy half there and grabbed that. Now all the momentum, the Bulldogs still, their defence has been really solid. Their first up contact's been great.
Now from the tap restart, Canberra with the footy. As they work their way from dummy half, pass comes back now for the second rower, Noel Martin, and it's another penalty against Canterbury. So slapping at the footy. So back-to-back penalties for Canberra. They lead 6-0. Ill-disciplined start from Canterbury-Bankstown. Now there's a push and a shove involving Jamin Salmon for the Bulldogs. And this penalty's right in front should they want the 2 points, but Tom Starling looks like they're going to take the tap 34 out. They do. And they send it left to right. Noel Martin with a right foot step. He's going to be taken 28 metres out from the goal line. Chance here for the Raiders again. Play to Starling. Centre field left Horsburgh. Got the pass away. Sanders on the inside. And it's Young tackle. 22 out from the goal line. Played in front of the northern post to Starling. Sends it right away to Papali'i. And Josh Papali'i stands in a tackle. 12 out from the goal line. King and Hughes were there. Now Starling goes right to Sanders. Holds it up. Plays it out the back in the end. And the defence comes across there on the 5/8 Strange. Put to the ground right in that far corner. 10 metres out. Northeast corner of the ground. Plays the ball to Starling. They send it to the left. Sanders. He got the pass away to Tarpany. He got a one-hander away. Gee, they look sharp. Away to Hudson Young. Straight through Galvin. Now taken 10 metres out, last tackle, Canberra leads 6-0. Play to Starling, short side left away to Sanders. Beat Salmon, got a pass back to Starling. Links up with Tarpany, flick pass away to support in Martin. Then he got it away to Hudson Young on the left side of the field. Passes off the ground to Sanders, 20 metres out. He links up out wide to Savage. He puts in a stab kick to the in-goal area and it's tapped dead by the fullback Tracy. What is happening? It is wet. 7 minutes 15 gone. Raiders 6, Bulldogs 0. This is extraordinary skill from Canberra.
It is. They are throwing the ball around. They're backing themselves. Some really good signs here for Ethan Sanders. I think his involvement early in this game. He wants his hands on the footy. He's running. He's offloading. He's really causing some headaches out there.
It looks like it's his 70th first grade game, not his 7th. Line drop out. Burton decides to go long. It's only longish. It bounces down to Tamale. He's got it 30 out from the Canterbury line and is checking down on the touchline. Michael Carianis.
Yeah, a huge moment there from Hudson Young, involved twice in that last play from the left-hand side of the field and stayed alive to get to the right-hand side, which enabled him to get another repeat set.
Course right up the centre for Canberra. Strolling forward with 2 men on his back. 18 out, play to Starling. Goes left to Sanders. Links up with Strange. Pass away now to Wicks. Got it away to Molly. He's going to be dragged by Montoya over the touchline. Desperate defence from Canterbury. It had to be amazing, and it was. So it's going to be a play the ball for Canterbury-Bankstown. 10 out from their own line. 8 minutes 20 gone. Canberra 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 0.
It's a really good footy from the Raiders, but what about the defence there? Marcelo Montoya and Tuala as well, who come across. That was a huge play. He was looking like he was going to score for all money, but some really, really strong, desperate defence from the Bulldogs. Now, this is important for them to get this set of 6 right and get Burton's boot onto this footy and launch it long.
Yeah, I don't think, as Montoya from the restarts caught 13 out from his own line. Hayward goes left to Tuala. He's tackled on his own 20. I don't think we're going to see the sort of razzle-dazzle that we've seen from Canberra with Canterbury pinned down here. Jacob Carrasco up the middle, runs into Papali'i and Hawes for among others and drilled back 20 out from his own line. Boy, isn't Canberra up for this at home? 9 gone, Canberra 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 0. Hayward's a dummy half. Burton links up with Viliami Kikau with a left foot step. He's caught 25 out from his own line on play 4. Now Hayward back to the right to King with a right foot step. Back into Papali'i and 2 others he goes. 14 short of halfway. Last tackle, Bulldogs. Play to Hayward. Goes left Burton. Sends a kick into the raindrops. Dropping back is Savage. Takes it on the full. 10 metres out from his own line. Sends a pass right to left to Kyo Weeks. He puts on a bit of a step. Can't quite beat them. He's caught 19 out. He's as exciting as ever though, isn't he, Kyo Weeks?
Absolutely. I'm just keeping an eye on Jacob Carraz out there. He's just holding his left shoulder as they come up with the footy. They drop the ball here now. Bulldogs will be in some good field position.
Yeah, Canberra put the ball down. Tamale it is. And that's an error that Canterbury's been sweating on. 10 minutes gone. It is 6-0 in favour of the green machine. The rain continues. And Michael Carianis, a chance here for the Bulldogs. They'll get the ball 24 out from the Canberra line.
Yeah, they will. They needed that massive hit there from Marcelo Montoya over the top. But Tungy's 100% right. Jacob Kiraz was holding his left shoulder, just dangling down a little bit. He's just been attended to by the trainer. The trainer is still looking at him, so there's some obvious concern here for that left wing. It's his left shoulder after that heavy contact.
Right edge they go though from the restart. Preston 20 out plays it. Galvin short ball left. He got the pass away into Sam Hughes. Tackled 18 out from the Canberra line. Canterbury-Bankstown looking to hit back. Hayward to the right. Galvin plays it through hands. Burton away and now getting very close with an offload. Scoring the try is Connor Tracy. What a brilliant pass to Tracy that was. 10 minutes 45 gone. The Bulldogs get one opportunity and they hit back. Was that Crichton with a pass?
It was.
That's crazy skill. Canberra 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 4. Connor Tracy the try, but 2 of those points should go to Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, absolutely. Takes it deep into the line. Burton just holds it up nicely. And Crichton, he's such a handful. He gets a one-on-one with Ethan Sanders. He's too hard to handle and he's got that big fend but the big offload more in particular there, and it goes to Connor Tracy. That's all too easy, but it's on the back of a cheap little error there coming out of their own end. He'd be severely disappointed with that Tamale.
Yeah, indeed. Gee, what a strike. Tell you what, MC, we are seeing some incredible footy.
Yeah, and again, Stephen Crichton, the left side of player, pops up on the right-hand side of the field, and we saw that at the back end of last year when Canterbury got into good ball attacking opportunity. Stephen Crichton would play like a fullback, and Connor Tracy would be parked at centre, but in this instance, they were both on the right-hand side of the field. So nice bit of work there. Just on Jacob Kiraz, he just had his shoulder assessed by the trainer. The trainer's giving him the thumbs up.
Michael, I could just imagine Bronson Sherry watching this saying, that's where he belongs, Stephen Crichton. Keep him out on the right. So now Crichton will attempt the conversion 20 metres out, 9 metres in from the western touchline. Canberra 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 4. Given the conditions, this is a stunning start to this game, 12 minutes in. Boy, we've seen some action. Crichton, a left foot kicker. The crowd that has swollen significantly since about 10 minutes before kickoff are happy because Crichton, it's an awful attempt at goal. Right across the face, no goal. So Canberra remains in front. The Raiders 6, the Bulldogs 4 here at Canberra Stadium after 12 minutes and 7 seconds. Your texts are welcome, 0467 920 222. Andrew, have you used your influence on the Bulldogs box? Geraldo's got his window open too, says Paul in Wollongong. No, well, I think are they next door, the opposition coach? We can't see them. They used to sit there, didn't they?
Yeah. This
is Canberra. This is Ricky. Ricky's down there, but there, the Canberra box is next to us. Your voice, Andrew, makes a song to my heart, says Paul at Kashula. That's kind of you, Paul. Here's the kickoff. As now the Bulldogs bring it back through Sam Hughes. And he's taken on that far side, the eastern side of the ground. 11 out from his own line. Plays it to Haywood. He sends the ball open side right. And a test here for Carraz. He's caught. 17 out from his own line. Canterbury with it, trailing 6-4. Haywood sends the ball open side right this time as it's King. He's caught. 25 out from his own line. Bit of a juggle, but he plays it. Galvin. Short ball right to Preston. And Jacob Preston. What sort of a year is this young bloke in for? He's caught 14 short of halfway. Played to Haywood. Burton ready for the kick from midfield, 14 short of halfway. It's inside the 40, looking for a 40-20. That's a monster. That's a beauty. Kyo Weeks had no chance, and Canterbury will get the footy 15 out from the Canberra line. We saw two amazing 40-20s last week, Tungy. Both led to tries, one by Tanner Boyd for the Warriors, and one by Nathan Cleary in Bathurst against Cronulla Sutherland. That was as good as those.
Absolutely, and there was a little set piece there as well as Galvin ducked down the side, the shorter side, and that actually kept Kyo Weeks tight to the sideline, and then it opened the field up for Burton with a beautiful kick.
From the restart, it's Max King in front of the southern post, standing in the tackle, 8 out for the Canberra Raiders line, played to Haywood, set restart for Canterbury as well, too slow on the play, the ball Crichton on that left edge, takes on 3 defenders, and he's caught only a metre out from the goal line. Great chance here for the Bulldogs, played to Haywood, he sends it right to Burton. Links up with Galvin, right foot step, but straight into Starling and Papali'i, 9 out for the Canberra Raiders goal line. Dummy half Haywood, set restart, you can hear too slow on the play, the ball, back-to-back ones for Canterbury, as kick out on the angled run, back towards centre field from the left edge. He loses the ball in the tackle 5 metres out, and it's a delayed penalty for hands on the footy, going to Canterbury-Bankstown. You can hear the crowd's reaction. It is a penalty going to the Bulldogs, 7 metres out, just to the left of the post, and an ideal chance here, Alan Tongue, for Canterbury-Bankstown to level the scores. What did you make of the penalty?
Yeah, he's got his hands over the football. I mean, I think it's a fair penalty there to the Bulldogs. They were looking like they were going to challenge at the Raiders, but I think that's a good call there by Adam G.
Wasn't a great carry though, was it?
No,
but the rules are the rules are the rules. So it is a penalty, Bulldogs, touchline, MC.
Yeah, and the way they've changed the interpretation of the stripping rule, or the defender, there's more onus on them now than there was last year. Last year was around the ball carrier having a loose carry. We heard that multiple times. Now it's going to be the actions of the defender. Do they cause that ball to come out? And that's exactly what happened there.
Stephen Crichton, Michael, 10 metres out, just to the left of the post. Michael Carianis there under the brolly. Alan Tongue next to me. I'm Andrew Moore here on ABC Sport. NRL Thursday. To Gimme with his left boot. He's on the lean, a step back, in he comes, and he makes no mistake. Touch judges' flags are in the air, and Crichton now 1 from 2. Canberra 6, Canterbury-Bankstown 6, 15 minutes 30 gone in the first half, and Canberra will bring it back for the restart around the grounds, AFL, and the second quarter underway. Swans 38, leading Hawthorn 34 on the SMS. From Townsville Neil says, Raiders sounding sharp. Great to hear Alan the Tongue, the absolute legend. Neil says, when Canberra elected not to take the 2 points, I think I heard a muffled cry coming from outside somewhere. Could it have been John Gibbs? It could have been, Neil. He would have been heavily lamenting that decision. So from the restart, Sam Hughes returns it, hit a monster tackle. That's a penalty and time off. Canterbury most displeased with that tackle. It's already been deemed a penalty to the Bulldogs. Corey Horsburgh right at the thick of it, Tony.
Well, I don't think it's a shoulder charge. I think the actual contact makes it look like a shoulder charge just from the first sort of look.
Do you want to revisit that? It's a penalty and time off. Canterbury most displeased with that tackle. It's already been deemed a penalty to the Bulldogs. Corey Horsburgh right at the thick of it, Tony.
Well, I don't think it's a shoulder charge. I think the actual contact makes it look like a shoulder charge just from the first sort of look.
Do you want to revisit that a little bit?
There. Gee whiz, it's not. Yeah.
Hang on, we've got a head-on. That's a dead set shoulder charge, isn't it?
Is he looking at Papali'i too over the top there with a swinging arm, I think? There's more. There it is. It's the contact to the chin there.
It's Horsburgh with a shoulder and Papali'i hits him with his arm. It's not a swinging arm, I don't think, but it is high, and we'll have a listen here.
This could be in the bin.
Papali'i's been called out with his captain Tarpany.
4 through, straight to the head. In the bin.
So he's on report and in the bin, Josh Papali'i. After 16 minutes and 16 seconds, touchline, Michael Carrianis.
Yeah, right call there, no doubt. It would have been a penalty for the Corey Horsburgh contact. It was a clear shoulder charge, but nothing more than Papali'i definitely made contact with Sam Hughes' head there, and he's going to come from the field, Sam Hughes. That was a clear-cut sin bin for mine.
Yeah, great. Having seen that head-on replay, Tungy, as Canterbury finds touch up near halfway.
And that's a huge kick there as well from Burton, a touch finder. You know, so often we see the halves come up and he might take 10 or 15 metres. He's launched that about 35 metres.
It's a big advantage Canterbury has, isn't it? As from the tap, they've got a 32 out from the goal line. Crichton plays the ball, they swing it left to right. Burton away to King in centre field, and he's going to be caught 32 out for the Raiders line. This is a good game of footy, folks. 17 minutes gone. 6-all the score. Bulldogs on the attack. Salmon goes right to Galvin, to Tracy. Got through one tackle, and that was Chris now felled. 26 out from the goal line. Plays the ball to Bailey Hayward. To the left, Salmon away. Now it goes from Burton to kick out the left foot step. Knocked to the ground over the top by Horsburgh. Down low by Strange. 18 out. Now Hayward goes right to Salmon. Links up with Galvin. Puts in a stab kick. Flying through Preston, but Weeks is back there for Canberra. He's tackled in goal by Tracy. Goal line drop out. Raiders. Great attack. Great scrambling defence by the Raiders. 17 and a half gone, and it remains 6 each of 2. Canberra and Canterbury-Bankstown.
Yeah, it's one of the big plays for the Bulldogs. They love shifting coast to coast, and they'll move that defensive line around. But this is where your fullbacks have got to work overtime. When you've got a player in the sin bin there, they've got to be up in the defensive line. They've got to tuck in and try and chase every little thing. Great work from Kyle Weeks, but what's a great skill as well from the Bulldogs.
Line drop out, tap by Burton, 44 out from the goal line, and he immediately sent it to his right, and it's another penalty for a high tackle against Canberra. So 3 penalties in a row go to Canterbury-Bankstown. It's 30 metres out.
3-6 against 3 in a row. We're all on top.
That was shoulder to the head there from Tarpany. And he's on report, I believe.
Yep.
Joe Tarpany.
That meant wait.
So it's amazing. Canberra has relinquished the pressure here.
It was that drop ball there from Tamale, and this whole momentum of this game has completely changed.
So in the 17th minute, Papali sin binned on report. Now in the 18th minute, Joe Tarpany on report for a high tackle. Canterbury spread it to the left. It's with Crichton, beats one. Dragged down 8 metres out in the southeast corner. He'll get to his feet and play the ball now to Matt Burton. He does so. Did he set restart again? Too slow on the play the ball. So Canberra can't get their hands on the footy. Galvin, short ball, Preston. Knocked to the ground and he lost it. That was a great tackle. Chris was in there with Sanders. Knock on Bulldogs, but now it's a delayed penalty. Inside the 10, the crowd's just realised. Penalty's now 4-2 to the Bulldogs, and this one 9 out.
There's been some repeated infringements here. This is interesting.
Palm. The He's standing up and he's not paying.
Joe,
How are we going to touch him?
Joe, you are here to listen. Discipline down here especially. We've got 2 wide tackles. I spoke to you after the kick of goal. It's not good enough. They're not responding.
He's standing up. He's not paying.
No, he's offside. He's offside. Take the message.
So, it is a penalty to Canterbury, the chance.
Yeah, they're taking the 2 here, and I know it's on offer, but they're down a man. Ooh.
That's the only reason I think you could forgive them for keeping the pressure on. But by and large, in this game, if it's going to be this hectic and tight, take the points when you can get them. 19 gone. Canberra and Canterbury-Bankstown, 6 apiece. Tempers are flaring.
Oh, yeah.
Atmosphere's awesome. The rain continues. It's a Thursday night, and it's only round 3. But this could be any time in September. This is fun to watch from up here, Tony. I bet you these are the days you're either really wishing you're out there or really glad you're up here.
I know. Well, there's a bit of both.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the feeling amongst, you can just feel the tension, can't you?
Yeah.
Between the forward packs in particular, the way they are charging into each other. You know, it's about holding your nerve here too from the Raiders forward pack here with Joe Tarpany, Corey Hawes, but they're right into this.
11 out, 5 off centre. Stephen Crichton, 1 from 2. Left foot kicker. He strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He is now 2 out of 3, and for the first time, Canterbury-Bankstown is in front, leading Canberra 8-6. 19 minutes 45 into the first half. Downstairs we go, Michael Carrianis. It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, MC.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on there. The Raiders on their last warning as well. So if they give away a set restart in this set, you'd expect another sin bin. Just like Lockie Galvin was probably lucky there to get that penalty because he pushed that pass to Jacob Preston in traffic. He fumbled the ball. Had he gone on the outside, the Raiders were totally stripped for numbers and they probably would have scored.
Wingman says on the text line, got to go the doggies from, thanks Wingman, 0467920222. Or what happened, Tony?
We're just about dead on in goal there off the kick-off button. In the end, perfectly weighted kick there from Kyle Weeks.
Bulldogs have it 9 metres out from their own line. Taking the hit up was Harry Hayes, who's come onto the field for Sam Hughes, who got the high tackle from Josh Papali'i, which resulted in him being sin bin for another 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Now it's Max King, New South Wales State of Origin forward. He's tackled 23 out from his own line, played to Hayward. He sends the ball to the right edge and it's Salmon tackled. 33 out from his own line by Tarpany. Played to Hayward. Comes right to Preston with a left foot step. He's felled 6 metres short of halfway for Canterbury-Bankstown. Doggies in front 8-6. Last play, dummy half Hayward. Goes left to Burton. End over end kick. Into the raindrops. Getting back Savage. Takes it well again. 4 out from his own goal line. He'll return it himself. He beat Kickow. And I tell you what, he's finally put to the ground by Crichton. He shoves him back near the goal line. 8 metres out. The crowd booing, but Crichton is perfectly entitled to do what he just did. Now comes left Sasangi. He's scored 12 out from his own line. Canterbury 8, Canberra 6, with 18 and a half minutes to go in the first half. I know it's still a quarter of the game before half time. I don't want the break. Let's keep going.
Absolutely, and the Bulldogs really shorten their defensive line here as they push their pass out left there. Hudson Youngie's been strong, hasn't he?
As always, tackled here, 20 out from his own line after an exchange for 20 Ethans. Now Starling sends it right to Horsburgh, just drops it over the back, a little ditchy doodle for Kyo Weeks. He's got it 30 out from his own goal line for Canberra, but it is the last. They need a big kick from Sanders from his own 30, and he reached it down the throat of Connor Tracy. 19 out from his own line for the Bulldogs. Heads up over the 30. Now the chase get to him, and he's called 14 short of halfway. Kicking games are important no matter what, Tungy, especially in weather like this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We knew it was going to be a huge advantage to the Bulldogs with Burton and his left foot kicking there as well, but needed probably a little bit more on that purchase there of Sanders, but still, kicking game's been good.
Good run here by Nari Tuala. Got underneath one. He's 2 metres in Canberra territory. Good one-handed pick up by Sanders. Now he's going to be flung to the ground. 9 metres in Canberra territory by Young and Tarpany. Bailey Hayward plays the ball to Lockie Galvin. Goes left to Burton. Dummy the kick, linked up instead with Kickow. He gets down low, but he's going to be caught in any case by Strange. And also coming in over the top there was the second rower for the Canberra Raiders, and that is Noah Martin. Now kick from Burton. Down to Kyo Weeks. Chases on, and the ball lost backwards by Canterbury into the awaiting arms of Sasangi. And Canberra has it back. 11 out from their own line. 23 minutes gone. Canterbury-Bankstown 8. Canberra Raiders 6 here at Canberra Stadium for a crowd crowd of, we reckon, maybe 12, 13,000 here, despite really wet conditions, terrible storms about an hour before kickoff, and just consistent rain ever since. Starling at dummy half. He sends the ball right edge this time, and half a break's being made here by Sasungi again, beat the first. Tackled 7 short of halfway, southern end. Played to Starling. He goes right to Chris, then got a short ball away to Strange. Right foot step away from one, stepped away from Hayes. Now straightens and tackled 10 metres in Canterbury territory. He plays the ball. 8-6 Bulldogs for Canberra on the attack. Come to the left to Tarpany. Switcheroo back left to right. In the Haywood tackle, the offload to Chris. Chris goes straight and hard and caught 25 out from the Canterbury line. Last tackle Canberra down 8-6. Played to Starling. Goes left to Sanders. Kicks to the northeast corner. The wing of Xavier Savage. It's shallow though. Ball allowed to bounce by everybody, and Stephen Crichton comes down with it for the Bulldogs. 17 out from his own line. 24 gone. Bulldogs 8, Raiders 6. Touch line, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, big defensive set from Canberra here, probably 2 minutes just left on Josh Papali'i's sin bin, and they've got to ensure they get the ball back, because if they get through this set, this will be their last defensive set down 12.
Yeah, they've only conceded the 2 points with Josh Papali'i in the sin bin. Now Canterbury-Bankstown take it up over the 30-metre line. Well, it's going to be played by Tracy. Goes left to Salmon, then away through hands. That's Crichton again over halfway. Tippin chased by Crichton. Hudson Young is getting back for Canberra. The ball in goal, and will it go over the dead ball line? He made a desperate dive, Crichton, but it just beat him over the dead ball line. What a chase from Hudson Young. 20-metre tap, 7 tackle set for Canberra, and they're going to take it through Sasungi up to their 30-metre line and just beyond. Canterbury-Bankstown 8, Canberra 6. Set restart Canberra. The crowd like that, and boy, the quality of footy is unreal.
It's been brilliant, hasn't it? Burton was the man who burst onto the football there. The chip and chase at the end. Great work from Hudson Young, and he shielded the footy over the dead ball line. That was really important play, and the patience shown there. Now with the ruck infringement there, getting the footy back in, and now shifting it out to this left-hand side.
Sanders Young to Marley, beats Montoya. Tuala's there. Montoya comes at him again, and he hits the deck heavily. Just short of halfway, 10 in from the western touchline. Played to Chris, sends it right Tarpany, darts across field, wrapped up by Harry Hayes, 1 metre short of halfway. The rain seems to be getting heavier here at Canberra Stadium. Starling goes left to Young, away to Weeks. Kyle Weeks to the 40, show and go, drag to the ground by Nari Tuala. 35 out from the Bulldogs line, and 6 in from touch western side. Tamale sends things going on here. As Stephen Crichton makes a break, tackled on his own 20. Good news for Canberra. Josh Papali'i is back and only cost them 2 points, Tangy, which is huge.
Yeah, it is, and they've had to work really hard here. You can see the energy. Probably the Bulldogs are on top here at the moment because of that Papali'i sin bin here. They've got to make the most of this, and the Raiders just hanging in.
Garvin takes on the line, caught 11 short of halfway. Now comes right. That's Atili Tupanua, who's on the field. Tackled a metre short of halfway by Starling, who hasn't got to his feet. Kick downfield from Burton. Weeks drops back. He'll take this, facing his own goal line. 8 metres out from his own line. Heads back to the 10. Caught 12 out. He looks in trouble, Tom Starling.
He certainly is. Whether is he a head concussion there, or is it a shoulder? No, he's saying his thumbs up. I'm not sure here.
Well,
I thought they were going for the Medicat there at one stage.
I think Connor Tracy, to his credit, was waving for more medical support for Starling. So we'll see if there's not an intervention from the bunker. Meanwhile, Canberra has it through to Marley, tackled. 31 out from his own line, and 18 in from touch on the western side. Alan Tung, Michael Carianis, I'm Andrew Moore with you on NRL Thursday here on ABC Sport as Sanders. He gets the pass away now to Ethan Strange. She's got good footwork. Tackled here though, 14 short of halfway by Kickow, and he stays down here. Strange claiming he's got something doing around the face. Time off, says referee Adam G. 12 minutes 17 left in the half. 1 tackle left for Canberra. Canterbury-Bankstown leads by 8 points to 6. And let's have a look at the replay, see if there's anything doing. I think it's all right, isn't it?
Yep, I think so.
Just quite heavy tackle by Kickow. That's allowed. Last play. Starling, maybe he's all right. Gets it left to Sanders. End over and kick. Oh, Montoya didn't know what to do. So he overruns it. it, but now bounces up for him. Takes it 25 out from his own line, runs backwards past the 20, got it to Tracy, hidden spin back to Montoya, and he's scored 22 out from his own line. MC, have you ever seen wet weather footy like this?
No, both sides a chance in their arm. Canberra in that last couple of sets probably been guilty of going too sideways too quickly. They've got to get they had some success early on when they went through the middle first and then played off the back of it.
Canterbury-Bankstown leading 8-6. Now the Bulldogs centre field. The tackle made on Tuala, 14 short of halfway, played to Hayward. He works the ball centre field left, hitting the ball up for Canterbury that time is Kurt Mann on the field. Now to the right they go. Bulldogs are 8 or 9 metres in Canberra Raiders territory. Leading 8-6. Last play, Preston plays it to Hayward, goes left Burton, the kick from 41 metres out. Into the heavy rain, dropping back to Marley, and he takes it chest height. 5 out from his own line, but this is a real feature of Canterbury when they're playing well, Alan Tongue. Their kick chase is second to none. Mind you, Tamale's done very well to get 16 out from his own line.
Yeah, that's right. And just looking at there, I thought they might have tested Tamale a little bit more. He had some issues last week against the Warriors, dropped a couple in wet weather. It's been mainly going down that other side towards Xavier Savage. So, yeah, I think it'll be a tactic they might come back towards him.
Morgan Smithies comes on for Corey Horsburgh, and interchange for the Raiders as it's Ethan Strange again. That footwork scoops back to the left, taken by Tumanua and Kickow. 9 short of halfway. Canberra with it down 8-6. The ball played Starling. Goes.
Yeah, he's on too.
Yeah, Zach Hoskins come out there and he takes the tackle. 1 metre short of halfway. Played down centre field. Starling to the left. Kicked downfield by Ethan Sanders. And it's down to Connor Tracy. Takes it 10 metres out from his own line. The Bulldogs fullback returns it to the 20. Tarpany and Horsburgh the ones getting the breather here for Canberra. And we've had almost half an hour. Canberra scored early. A sensational try to Tamale with an incredible pass from Kyo Weeks, and prior to that Hudson Young. And then the Bulldogs hit back with a great try scored by Connor Tracy and a remarkable pass by Stephen Crichton. Bulldogs up over their 30. Montoya, one-handed pick up by Hayward from dummy half. He sends the ball open side left. Hayes tackled 5 short of halfway. MC, am I mistaken, or is it now a bucketing down?
Correct.
I'll just keep the mic over there just to hear it rat-a-tat-tat on the top of your little brolly. And it is a miniature. Is it keeping you dry at all?
Nope, and it's leaking.
You borrowed that from Mini-Me. Catch is taken from the downfield kick of Burton by Tamale. Caught 19 out from his own line. I noticed our producer too, MC Ralph Tucker, he's in the Big Bopper umbrella. He's not giving that up.
And he's sitting so far away from me. Usually he's nice and close.
Now Canberra just outside their 20, trailing 8-6. 9 minutes 15 to go in the half. Kyo Weeks from dummy half. He sends the ball centre field right. Got the pass away to Xavier Savage. Bounced away from one and was bouncing cross field. 28 out from his own line is where he will play the footy. And into dummy half now for Canberra. Caden Brayley, who's come out there. Starling, is he still out there as well? Because he's come from the field. He has too. He's right on the touchline there. Good eyes, Tony. Canberra 2 metres in Canterbury half. He will play the ball now to Brayley. Does Papali'i, spun to the left. Ethan Sanders the kick on the last play from 49 metres out. Down to the right wing of Montoya. He takes it 14 out from his own line. Runs straight at the wing of Tamale and tackled. 25 out from his own goal line. Plays it quickly to Galvin. Sends it left to Anari Tuala. He straightens about 15 short of halfway. Just get the feeling, Alan Tongue, the game's now starting to settle.
Yeah, it is. This is a really important 8 minutes, and they're still chancing their arm, throwing the football around, both teams, but the Bulldogs in particular, really, they started a little bit tighter in these conditions, which you'd expect, but now really starting to throw it around.
And the ball played by Carraz. Comes left to right. Oh, dear, mistake from Tracy. He got the pass from Galvin and just spilled it cold. Connor Tracy. And that's the sort of mistake. It doesn't take much, does it? It'll be a Canberra scrum feed, 15 metres in Canterbury territory, 8 minutes left in the half, 8-6 Bulldogs. I am stunned, Alan Tongue, that not only have we just seen a handling error there by a player who rarely makes them, but we've only seen a couple.
Yeah, that's right. In the conditions, that skill from the players has been top shelf, but really good work from Seb Chris. They actually had him stripped for numbers, the Bulldogs on that right-hand side, but he went hard and he backed himself, and he's come up with the error there. The Bulldogs here, the Raiders, about 35 metres out here, see what they can do, but there's an error here from the Raiders. No, Adam G.
Oh, they're getting another feed, are they?
No, it's Bulldogs ball here.
So they won the scrum and knocked it on at the scrum
Jaden
base.
Brayley, sorry.
Yeah, Brayley, the hooker's packing it locked these days, and he's knocked it on. So now Canterbury will get the scrum feed, 35 out from their own line. In the AFL at the MCG, the Swans have just kicked a goal to reclaim the lead over Hawthorn, 44-43. 0467 920 222 on the text line. Hey Maury, try not to laugh so hard and enjoy the fact that MC is down the rain and you're staying nice and dry. Look, Tony and I'd love to be down there, but MC didn't want to change. He loves it. Here's Canterbury from the scrum win, 10 metres short of halfway. Crichton plays the ball to Hayward. He sends it open side right this time to Hayes. That about sums it up, doesn't it? Yeah, 6 short of halfway. Hayward goes to his right. Galvin to Tupanua. Off the bench, he's been very good. Put on his back here on halfway. 20 in from touch on the western side. Dummy half Hayward. Goes to the left, through hands, man to Burton, kick and chase. It's in behind Kyo Weeks. Bounces inside Canberra's 10-metre area. Risky pick up by Weeks, but he did well. Then scooted away from kick out. Scoots away from another. Now he straightens Kyo Weeks. 21 out from his own line is where he's tackled. 6 left in the half. 8-6 to the Bulldogs. And he's one of the players that gets people through the gate, Kyo Weeks. And you can see why just there.
Yeah, absolutely. But really good play from the Bulldogs too. They probably would have liked it to go a touch longer there, but really good play. Kyo Weeks just out of position there, but he done a great job to get it back in. And another error here from the Raiders.
Yeah, putting it down Hudson Young and knock on. I was just about to say, the play before, Tony, while you were speaking, Semi Sasangi beat the first man again. I reckon he'd have as many of those as anyone in the comp through 2 rounds. But now it's going to be a Bulldog scrum feed, 35 out from the Canberra line with 5.5 minutes left first half. Touch line, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, poor pass from Jaden Brayley then. These conditions made it too tough for Hudson Young to handle. They split the ball and put their side under significant pressure with just over 5 minutes remaining in his first half.
Yeah, look forward to seeing here now Crichton coming into play. You can just feel that somehow he is going to be brought into this set piece here.
Well, his first receiver from the scrum win, Hayward went to his left and Crichton's tackled. 29 out from the Canberra line. Canterbury up 8-6, 1 try apiece. Hayward goes right to Harry Hayes in centre field. Papali'i, one of 3 defenders in there, along 2 for Canberra, Morgan Smithies. 20 out from the Canberra goal line. Hayward sends it right to Galvin. He turns it back into Mann. Nearly ran into Hayward as he's tackled. 19 out from the Raiders line by Papali'i. Centre field, southern end. Hayward goes right to Galvin, away to Jacob Preston. Great leg drive by Preston up over the 10. He's got 3, 4, 5 Canberra players on him, and he stands in the tackle. Now put to the ground, only 2 out from the goal line. Great run, Preston. Plays the ball to Hayward. Spiralling pass left to Connor Tracy. He steps, accelerates. Caught by Papali'i, 4 out. Last tackle, Bulldogs. Hayward in a dummy half. Sends it away left. Through hands, man to Galvin. Puts a little stab kick in goal. Getting back there for Canberra, Xavier Savage. Can he get away from the chase? No, Galvin just almost politely shoves him over the dead ball line. Goal line drop out, Canberra. 4 minutes left in this enthralling first half, and it's 8-6 in favour of Canterbury-Bankstown.
Yeah, nice play there by Galvin. He just brought the defensive line up enough to trickle it in beside there as they go long here now. Will he try and find touch here, but Burton back just in time. Really great play from the Bulldogs halfback.
52-metre line drop out there from Sanders. Burton eventually gives the ball right to Harry Hayes, and he's tackled 9 metres in Canberra Raiders territory. Noel Martin was in there defensively. Played to Burton, goes right to kick out. His head poked through the defensive line, but not the rest of him. 30 out. Played to Hayward. He spins it centre field right to Mann. Out the back to Tupanua. Heavy contact coming from Sanders, who ends up winning the battle and ends up on Tupanua's chest. 22 out from the Canberra line. Hayward goes left to Burton. Links up with Galvin. Inside ball to kick out. In centre field, he's nailed. 17 out from the goal line by Brayley and Smithies. Now played Brayley. Hayward goes to his right. Galvin. Then Tracy. Cut out past Montoya. Steps underneath Tamale, but the cover comes. Hudson Young. Great defence. He ends up over the touchline, but he'd already hit the ground. Penalty against Hudson Young to Canterbury. The penalties are 5-2 in favour of the Bulldogs, but the good news for Canberra is it's a metre in from the western touchline. 2 minutes 43 left in the half. 8-6 in favour of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, some really nice skill to that right-hand side from the Bulldogs. But Tamale, just a bit of a brain snap there and just dragged him over a little bit too far.
Tap will be taken. 12 out by Tawala. Goes left to Hayward, away centre field to Tupanua. He's caught 9 metres out from the Canberra line, in line with the right upright at the southern end. Played to Hayward. Comes out, away to his left. And it's Hayes. He's wrapped up. 5 out. This is huge, isn't it? 2 minutes before the break. Hayward. Deep pass goes right to Galvin. An inside ball. Preston beat 1. Drag to the ground. Try saver. Coming there for Canberra's Hosking. 5 away. Hayward. Goes left to Galvin. Delayed pass on to Burton to Kickow. Kickow left foot step. He loses the ball. Canberra survive with a penalty. Penalty goes to Canterbury-Bankstown for a high tackle. That's what it looked like. Adam G's in the distance. Penalty to the Bulldogs. Another high tackle against Canberra. Their third penalty they've conceded. And it was a high tackle from Ethan Strange on Kickow.
Step ladder to get up there.
Well, he found a stilt or something. So they're going to take the tap kick out with 1.5 minutes to go in this first half. There's a right foot step coming from Hayes. He's tackled 8 metres out from the line. Driving rain continues at Canberra Stadium. Hayward to the left, Galvin. Turns it in for Kickow, the right foot step. He's really taken the line, isn't he? Asking questions, Kickow. But here the answer is a tackle, 6 out, and he stays down for a bit. Now plays it to Hayward, sends it right. Burton through hands. Got the pass to Galvin. Knocked to the deck, 7 metres out from the Canberra line. Rain now as heavy as it's been in the half. Hayward goes to his right. Through hands across to Preston, but this time the defence was up to it. Headed by Seb Chris. 3 or 4 out from the line. 46 seconds left, half 1. 2 tackles left, Bulldogs. Tracy. Open side left to Galvin. Fights a 25-metre pass that bounces to Carraz. Beyond the 20. He goes on a stepping run, Jacob Carraz. And he's held up, 17 out. Held as the call as he offloaded to Kickow. But he'll be allowed to play it. Simultaneous is the ruling from Adam G. 29 seconds to go. It is thumping down. Kick from Burton. Getting back Seb Press for Canberra. It's near the upright. The ball ricochets off Canberra and over the dead line. Goal line drop out for Canberra, although there won't be time with 18 seconds left on the ticking clock. And players on the bench already running for cover. So are you, Michael Carriatis. Is that you?
Oh, it is. It is coming down. But what a first half, boys. Like end-to-end action, bit of drama, Simpin in, 40-20s. They had everything, 8-6. Yeah, there's going to be a cracking second half.
Are you excited to hear that siren?
Sure.
You going into the sheds?
Yes.
Okay. Go on. Have a breather. 8-6 in favour of Canterbury-Bankstown. Considering this rain, and it is obscene out there at the moment, the quality of footy, as we keep saying, to the point of being perhaps boring. The footy is anything but. It's 8-6 to Canterbury-Bankstown over Canberra. For the Bulldogs to try to Connor Tracy in the 11th minute. Stephen Crichton, 2 goals from 3 attempts, 3 restarts for the Bulldogs. For Canberra, tried to Tamale in the 4th minute. Sanders 1 from 1. Josh Papali'i was sin-binned in the 17th minute for a high tackle on Sam Hughes, who we haven't seen back yet in this game. That cost Canberra 2 points. It was 6-all when he left the field, 8-6 when he returned. And Joe Tarpany, a minute later, on report for a high tackle. 2 restarts for them. Penalties are 6-2 in favour of Canterbury-Bankstown, and the scoreline 8-6 to the Bulldogs. The lack of errors from these two teams, bearing in mind the pace of play, the heavy hits up the middle, as Adam G and the touch judges are copying a Canberra welcome here as they head to the sheds at half-time. The fans not happy with the set restarts and the penalty count, but they are happy with the game. They start to cheer now again as the players make their way through the tunnel. The skill on display has been quite something.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew that the conditions were going to play a huge part, and it might be that one where it's just about a kick and kick chase, and that's what we're going to focus on. And the team that holds the footy the most will probably go on and win it, but it's been far from that. Both teams have, had that confidence and that courage to be able to put that next pass on, or the offload, and a little bit of late footwork from the players like a Kyle Works, a Simi Sasangi, a Connor Tracy, a Viliami kick out. That late bit of footwork at the line has really caused some headaches and got them on the front foot. It has been a great game to watch. There's plenty of heat amongst this forward pack here at the moment. Adam G, yes, there's been a couple of big calls there, but I think he's been pretty good here tonight. The discipline from both teams is going to be really crucial as we've got some multicultural dancers out here. They're hating it.
Yeah, Tongan being represented out here this evening. We've got some good news and bad news. Good news, we're going to represent your culture and your nation. Bad news is It is bucketing down, and it's not like it's 35 degrees like it might be at home for them.
That's right.
It is out in the field, however. It's 8-6 in favour of the Bulldogs, and the current temperature, the good news is it's not the middle of July, Tungy. Like, it's not freezing by any means. The current temperature is 18.8 degrees.
Yeah, it isn't. That's right. It isn't too bad. But what about that first try from the Raiders?
Unbelievable.
It was Sanders, the man who got caught on the fifth play, gets the ball back. It was got Hudson Young somehow got a footy away, and then it was a guy where he thought he was in Las Vegas in playing gridiron. It goes out to the outside, and Tamale had a heap of work to do and scores in the corner. Then Connor Tracy, a beautiful set play. Crichton there coming off his edge, coming into the play there, and a beautiful offload to Connor Tracy, and a couple of penalty goals there to Crichton as well. But we're in for a screaming second half.
And that Crichton is playing left centre, but that is where he bobbed up on the right side and was totally destructive. In the AFL, it is half-time. Sydney Swans 44, leading Hawthorn 43. On the text line, 0467 920 222. Team listening to the game in Vietnam. Go you mighty Raiders, says Robin. Good on you, Robin. Thanks for finding us on the ABC Listen app. Raiders really know how to implode, don't they? The six agains are ruining the flow of the game, making the players anxious. The game is random and ragged. These teams look entirely different to last year. I'm a fan and I never asked for this. What is going on? See, a lot of people share our listeners' concerns there. I don't. I much prefer play on. And we've only seen 5 set restarts. We've seen 8 penalties, and no one's whinging about that. You may whinge if they're going against your team. But we've only seen 5 restarts, Tony. I know they can have an influence, but that hasn't been over the top tonight.
Yeah, no, going back to your comments in the pre-game show about the back in the days when there was, 20 to 15 penalty count, how slow the game would have become if we're looking at kicking for touch and bringing it in. So absolutely, I think there's still some contentious calls in around that 6 again. Just needs to be consistent there.
The problem is, Tony, for league fans, is that they rarely know what it's for.
Yes.
We can hear the referee most of the time explain too slow on the play the ball inside the 10, whatever that may be. And you've got to remember that now, by and large, outside the attacking team's 20, it's a set restart as opposed to what would have been a penalty. If you were deemed inside the 10 or markers not square or too slow on the play the ball, it was going to be a penalty. It's not like there are more infringements all up.
Yeah.
Or do you think there are?
No, I totally agree. I think the referees are looking for them more than ever with this, bringing this into the game. I think they are certainly looking for the more opportunities to speed up the game in that regard. A couple of big things in that first half too. Papali'i, Joe Tarpany on report. Papali'i's going to probably be in some trouble, and Joe Tarpany, he's got a bit of a history there too.
Half-time and a beauty. Canberra 8, Canterbury-Bankstown 6. Please keep the text coming, 0467 920 222. A good one, NRL Thursday on ABC Sports. Second half to come. Right now, though, we head to the ABC newsroom.
With Satyam Weinstein. Cyclone Narelle is rapidly heading towards Queensland's Cape York, with residents facing an anxious night. Charlie McLean reports.
The Category 5 system is still around 200 kilometres off the far north Queensland coast. It has winds near the core at 215 kilometres an hour, gusting to almost 300. Narelle is expected to make landfall tomorrow morning in the Cohen area, with multiple alerts issued for surrounding districts. The small town of Port Stewart has been evacuated. Local resident Mary Withers says she's worried she'll have nothing left.
The water, actually, it'll be like a tsunami.
The cyclone is expected to lose strength as it tracks across Cape York and into the Gulf of Carpentaria at the weekend.
Iran is continuing to target energy facilities in its Gulf Arab neighbors after Israel targeted its massive South Pars gas field. More from Bridget Rollison in Jerusalem.
Oil prices have started surging again as Iran and Israel have been trading strikes on major gas facilities, and a really key escalation we've seen in this war. The US President Donald Trump is now threatening to blow up the entirety of Iran's South Pars gas facility, which is the biggest natural gas field in the world, if Iran continues to strike gas facilities in Qatar. On Truth Social, US President Donald Trump says he knew nothing about Israel's strike, that initial strike on the South Pars gas field in Iran.
The Palestinian Red Crescent says 3 Palestinian women have been killed after an Iranian missile struck a hair salon in the occupied West Bank. The Palestinian Authority's official news agency says 13 other people were wounded, one of them seriously after a missile hit a town southwest of Hebron. The Israeli military says it understands the strike involved a cluster munition, a warhead that splits into tiny bomblets. At least 15 people have been killed in Israel since it and the U.S. launched attacks on Iran at the end of last month. Federal Energy Minister Chris Bowen says the government is following through on its promise to release fuel reserves. Mr. Bowen says 519 million litres of petrol and diesel will be directed to regional Australia. It comes after Prime Minister Anthony Albanese established a national task force to ensure fuel flows to affected regions. Consumer advocates, meanwhile, are welcoming the ACCC's decision to investigate Australia's fuel market following reports of possible corruption and price gouging in regional areas. The watchdog will examine whether diesel supply has been restricted to independent wholesalers servicing remote communities, with major fuel companies in focus. But former ACCC Commissioner Alan Fells says proving any wrongdoing will be difficult.
It's only if they illegally collude, and that requires evidence, normally actual evidence of actual communication between an agreement by phone or email or something like that.
The New South Wales Health Minister says he believes lowering the tobacco excise remains the most effective way of stamping out the illegal tobacco trade. The Federal Assistant Minister for Customs, Julian Hill, has announced new measures cracking down on the illegal tobacco trade, including increased police powers. New South Wales Health Minister Ryan Park says the federal government has the more immediate option of cutting the excise to reduce the cost of cigarettes.
All these people haven't stopped smoking. They haven't stopped smoking. They've just moved to an illegal product, and that is because of price, and that price is severely impacted by taxation from the Commonwealth.
The Australian Transport and Safety Bureau is investigating after a light plane with 7 people on board crashed off the WA coast near Broome. Authorities were alerted to the crash at Roebuck Bay at about 11:30 this morning. 2 pilots and 5 passengers were taken to hospital, with 1 person sustaining minor head injuries. The ATSB says the Cessna 441 Conquest twin turboprop aircraft lost engine power shortly after it took off from Broome Airport. A team of investigators is set to arrive in Broome tomorrow. A report into family and domestic violence in Western Australia has revealed gaps in the handling of high-risk cases. The WA Ombudsman examined hundreds of families seeking assistance in November 2024 and found more than half of the cases posed a high risk of serious harm, but only 2.5% of them were escalated for multi-agency intervention. The Ombudsman since issued 9 recommendations aimed at strengthening WA's response to family and domestic violence. And the Philippines have qualified for next year's Women's Soccer World Cup by defeating Uzbekistan 2-0 in their Asian Cup playoff on the Gold Coast. ABC News.
I feel like I've said too much.
Totally expected.
I am sorry about that.
Catch the best local and overseas talent at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival Gala.
Bye.
Wednesday, March 25 on ABC TV and ABC iView. ABC Sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership.
Time on, says referee Adam G. And Matt Burton sends it to the southern end of Canberra Stadium. And Josh Papali'i, Big Papa, hits it up. And he's caught 12 out from his own line by Jamin Salmon. The last tackle, Canberra. Comes to the left, through hands. Here's a dummy and taking on the line with a one-hander from Strange. Back to supporter, wraparound ball, overhead pass to Tamale. Steps straight past 1, 2, got past Galvin and Tracy. And Tamale's over to score a spectacular Canberra Raiders try after just 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 18 out from the Canberra line. Canterbury-Bankstown looking to hit back. Hayward to the right. Galvin plays it through hands. Burton away. And now getting very close with an offload. Scoring the try is Connor Tracy. What a brilliant pass to Tracy that was. 10 minutes 45 gone. The Bulldogs get one opportunity and they most displeased with that tackle.
Straight to the head in the bin.
So he's on report and in the bin, Josh Papali'i.
So
you are here to listen. Discipline down here especially. We've got 2 white tackles. I spoke to you after the kick of goal. It's not good enough. They're not responding.
He's standing up. He's not playing.
No, he's offside. He's offside. Take the message.
11 out, 5 off centre. Stephen Crichton, 1 from 2. Left foot kicker. He strikes it, likes it, kicks the goal. He is now 2 out of 3, and for the first time, Canterbury-Bankstown is in front, leading Canberra 8-6. I'll just keep the mic over there just to hear it rat-a-tat-tat on the top of your little brolic. And it is a miniature. Is it keeping you dry at all?
Nope, and it's leaking.
Getting back Seb Cress for Canberra. It's near the upright. The ball ricochets off Canberra and over the dead ball line. Goal line drop out for Canberra, although there won't be time with 18 seconds left on the ticking clock. And players on the bench already running for cover. So are you, Michael Carriatis. Is that you?
It is. It is coming down.
ABC sports coverage of the 2026 NRL Premiership
On your radio, ABC Sport Digital Radio.
and ABC Listen.
Yeah, there are a lot of puddles down there near the sideline where Michael is hanging out. Ralph Tucker, our producer's going on a bit of a stroll. Have you upgraded your brolly down there, Michael?
Yeah, breaking news at half-time, Andrew. Old umbrella out, new umbrella in.
Oh, well played. That might at least keep you dry, although, mate, it is fair to contain.
This is a good umbrella. It is coming down. This is heavier than what it was in the first half as the players come back out.
Yeah, Canterbury first out for this second half, leading 8-6, and really, look, we've marvelled at the skill level from both teams, Alan Tongue, but I'd imagine in these conditions you'd rather be in front than not, even if it's really tight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've spoken about a couple of times as the Raiders just coming back out onto the field there now in regards to taking those 2 points. It is, play a little bit safety first. If 2 points are on offer, you take them. But it is belting down at the moment. It's crazy.
We're on here till 10:30 local time. Is there any chance in an hour and a half it almost stops on the dot to allow us to get to the car park?
You've got a couple of good umbrellas there now, though, too. So
MC, can Tungy and I borrow that if it's raining at 10:30?
Yeah, I'll just hold it and walk you guys while I get drenched. You guys will be undercover. You'll be sweet.
You're a good man. Thanks, buddy. So it'll be Canberra to kick off to start the second half. Canterbury-Bankstown leading 8-6. A reminder, tomorrow night we'll be calling all the action on air 5:30 on the ABC Listen and Listen app. And then at 6 p.m. all over the place, Sydney Roosters and Penrith at the Sydney Football Stadium with myself, John Gibbs and Luke Lewis. And then from 8 o'clock in Melbourne, it's the Storm and Brisbane. You'll hear that grand final rematch with Brett Sprigg, Ryan Hoffman and Ian Cohen. Here we go, second half. More calling awesome. You can barely see the players out there. From the kickoff, they bring it back via Harry Hayes, the Bulldogs. They're running right to left as you look at your radio, defending the southern end of this ground, and he stands in the tackle, 15 out from his own line. Now Hayward sends it right to Montoya. He throws the pass back, half volleyed in the end by Hayes, and he's tackled 20 out from his own line. Pretty risky start. Now Hayward. There goes right to Tupanua. He's going to be putting his back into Papali'i, and also in there was Smithies for Canberra. 28 metres out from the Bulldogs line. Hayward left to Burton. We might see a bit of this early kicking. Left foot boot. Kyle Weeks sprints after it. Still goes over his head. Skids to within 2 metres of the goal line. Returns it over the 10, but the chase really good. And he hits the deck 13 out from his own line. Preston led the charge with Tuala. Now comes open side right. Tamale. He's caught 15 out from his own line. Canterbury-Bankstown 8, Canberra 6. 1 minute gone, second half. There's now Sebastian Chris at first receiver. He's caught 31 out from his own line for Canberra. Plays the ball now to Brayley. Goes centre field right. Up the middle they go to within 12 of halfway. Now being shoved back is Kyle Weeks. He plays it. To the right they go. Papali'i charges into Hayward and Kikau. Got through 2 of them. Hayward holds on though. Put to the ground with help from Burton. A metre short of halfway. That's a vintage run though by Papali'i. Brayley on the last. Goes left to Sanders with a left foot kick down to Tracy. He fields it. 13 out from his own goal line. Runs right across field. Runs backwards. Then he linked up with supporter Montoya, but he had nowhere to go. He's caught 14 out from his own line. 1 minute 45 gone, second half, Alan Tongue, and the scoreline remains 8-6, Bulldogs over Canberra.
Yeah, but still the Bulldogs chancing their arm there, throwing the footy around as the rain just starts to ease off a little bit here. But yeah, really good start there. Good long kick. I'd love to see from Ethan Sanders corners, maybe a couple more of those spiral torpedoes that he can do there. He's been pretty conservative so far throughout the game.
Canterbury-Bankstown, Tungy, take it within 10 of halfway. You're barely a sprinkle now. Ball's played. And it comes to the right side. Connor Tracy knocked to the deck, 2 metres in Canberra territory. He played on the last to Hayward. Centre field goes left to Burton. Again an end-over-end kick to the wing of Savage. Up he goes with the catch. And he falls straight to the deck. 22 out from his own line. 2 minutes 30 gone second half. And it's 8-6 in favour of Canterbury-Bankstown. Played now to Ethan Strange. Sends a left. Semi Sasangi beats the first man again. He does it every single hit up. And it wasn't any defender. It was Stephen Crichton. Plays the ball to Weeks. Sends it left to Marley. Skips at the line court. 11 short of halfway. Centre field by Tupanua. Played to Brayley. Goes to his right. Strange away to Noah Martin. Bounced away from Crichton into kick out. Tupanua there and Crichton again. A metre short of halfway. Played to Brayley. Goes open side left for Canberra's Hosking. He's caught 8 metres in Bulldogs territory. Last tackle Canberra. It's played and it comes to the left. Brayley to Sanders. Left foot kick down to the southeastern corner. Tracy sprints to his right. Good catch. Ducked underneath one. And now he's scored 10 out from his own line, but will earn a penalty for the high tackle. And I know it's a long way from where we are, Tungy, but I'm not sure the referee had any choice there.
Yeah, I think you're right there too. I mean, as he was going away from the football there, just needed to be just lower his centre of gravity. Just said, Chris, there's nothing in it, but still it's a high shot penalty. Sufficient.
Let's check in the second half. Michael Carianis on the touchline.
Yeah, another high shot there from the Raiders, and it just relieves the pressure. And that was a problem for them in the first half. Their discipline just went astray at crucial times, and the Dogs made them pay.
Can see high tackles in slippery conditions too, can't you? I'm not saying they're an excuse for the 4 of them we've seen from Canberra. Here's Hayward. Sends it centre field left. Canterbury-Bankstown with it, 14 short of halfway. Defence here from Hudson Young on Hayes. Played to Hayward. And Hayward got a short ball away to the right edge. And it's Galvin who's dealt with by the defence. 2 short of halfway. Canterbury 8, Canberra 6. Played to Hayward. He spins it away left again. Through hands it goes away now to Burton. Tried to split them. Got it one-hander away in heavy traffic to Kickow, who's caught 10 metres in Canberra territory by Sasangi. Plays a 10 in from the western touchline. Hayward to the right. Tracy away man to Tupanua. Solid hit. Hudson Young. That hurt Alan Tongue from here. From Hudson Young. Played on the last. Hayward sends it left. Burton, towering kick coming through Montoya. Up goes a Savage. Juggle that caught in the end. He did well. 8 out from his own line. Nearly 5 gone second half. 8-6 the Bulldogs leading Canberra.
What about Hudson Young? He absolutely whacked him, and to his credit, got straight to his feet there too, Panua, but I tell you what, that was a big shot.
You love that one,
I loved it.
So now Canberra with the footy. Tamale dealt with by the defence. 12 out from his own line. Coming in there was Preston, along with Tupanua. Now Canberra left edge to Sebastian Chris. Not far for him to go there. Caught 22 out from his own goal line. Now played Jaden Brayley out of dummy half. Gained 10, good run. He's 15 short of halfway. Plays on the last tackle to Weeks. Goes right. Sanders the kick from inside the 40. Dropping back Montoya. Catches it facing his own goal line. 15 out from his own line. He's at half rat power here. Just jogs back to the 20. Then offloaded to Connor Tracy. I think might have said thanks, mate. You had the chance to really accelerate, but he gave me a hospital pass. 21 out for the Canterbury line. Dummy half Galvin. Comes right edge this time to Montoya. He's tackled 24 out from his own line. Bulldogs with it with this 8-6 lead. And that was the score at half-time as Burton links up left to Crichton. He accelerates. Gets up over the 30 by a metre or two. 20 in from the western touchline. Then crept forward again and goes told to go back again. 6 minutes gone second half. Crichton plays the ball to Hayward. 2 tackles left Bulldogs. Now comes back centre field right to Mann. Steps into the defence. 13 short of halfway. Played to Hayward. Sends it right to Galvin to Tupanua. Got straight past Sanders. Now caught on halfway. This is the last tackle for Canterbury as the rain gets a little heavier again. Played to Hayward. Goes left to Burton for the kick. 2 short of halfway. There's a big floater down to the wing of Savage, and he's got it. He did well and gets away from 2 Xavier Savage into Hayward and Mann. 20 out from his own line. 8-6. Canterbury-Bankstown leads Canberra to the touchline. Michael Carianis.
Yeah, did exceptionally well there, Savage. Not to just take the ball, but to get around a couple of Bulldogs defenders to try and put his side on the front foot a little bit. But the Bulldogs have aimed up in this set defensively.
Now Simi Sasangi on the short side. Well, there's a headline. He did not beat the first there. Caught in a 3-man tackle. 22 out from his own line. 10 in from touch western side. Played to Noah Martin. Goes left away to Hosking. And Zach's tackle, 25 out from his own line. More of a grind to start this second half than we saw in the first. Brayley goes left to Sanders to Strange. Then a short ball away to Chris. And Sebastian's wrapped up. Standing the tackle. Now on the deck. 33 out from his own goal line. And then there was Preston and Galvin primarily. Last tackle. Sanders from his own 30. Here's a spiralling kick. He's listening to you, Alan Tongue. Not overly deep though. And it bounces on the Canterbury 30 to Tracy. He's back over the 30 now. Ran across field and he's nailed. 15 short of halfway. 8-6 Bulldogs lead Raiders as it's played, and it comes left to Montoya. He straightens and nailed. 10 metres short of halfway by Hosking and Brayley. 7 minutes 30 gone second half.
Yeah, it's been a real highlight of this game from both teams. Their defence, there's been plenty of whack in it. Kick-out's been awesome, dragging players back. But the first up contact from both teams has been really, really good to watch.
So now Carraz plays it to Hayward. Goes right to Man to Galvin. Turns it inside to Hayes. He got through Papali'i. Standing in the tackle. 7 metres in Canberra's territory. In fact, that was Preston. Gee, he's having a game. Now to the left. Tupanua centre field. On his back. 32 out from the Canberra line. Last tackle. Look out. Xavier Savage. It comes to the left now to Burton. Here's the kick from 34 metres out to the wing of Savage. He runs after it now, and the former fullback now winger took it brilliantly. 10 out from his own line. 8 minutes 30 gone second half. The score remains Canterbury-Bankstown leading Canberra 8 points to 6. As now is another strong run for Canberra. 20 make it 19 out from their own lines. The Sungy plays it. Comes centre field left to Marley. Got past one. Crowd want a penalty for inside the 10. They're on their own 30. The Raiders centre of the park. Sanders dummy half goes left to Young, and Hudson's tackled 12 short of halfway. Play to Brayley. Comes to the right. Through hands away now to the replacement forward for Canberra. And taking the tackle, Smithies. And a set restart late in the tackle count. Goes against Bailey Hayward. Too slow in the play the ball. Now left edge Canberra. Hudson Young, strong run. Taking 12 metres in Bulldogs territory. What a battle that's been out there. Hudson Young against Jacob Preston. Now they stack the short side left. Goes through hands. Weeks. Got it away to Chris and he went without it. An error coming from Canberra. Is that the first error from anyone in the second half? During a play. 9 minutes 30 gone in this second half. And it remains 8-6 to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Hudson Young going back down. He's just fallen on his ankle there, Galvin. It's just as he's trying to make that tackle, just falling on the back there. Ugh.
That's not a hip drop though, is it?
I don't think so.
That's one that I'm never sure about. Touchline, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, boys. I'd like another look at it, but Hudson Young's now just walking very slowly back to the scrum. He's had some words with Lockie Galvin, who's about to feed the ball.
And just have a listen to MC's big... That's the Big Bopper umbrella. It is bucketing again. But it's supposed to stop at 10. Comes to the right to Tracy. Then away with a right foot step to the ground goes Kurt Mann. 10 metres short of halfway. Still half an hour to go here at Canberra Stadium. Hayward to the left to Tupanua. And he's wrapped up. Did he drop that? He did. Yeah, knocked on by Tupanua in the tackle of Martin and Brayley. So Canberra rallying now after that mistake from the Bulldogs to Tilly Tupanua. It'll be a Canberra scrum feet, 5 metres in Canterbury-Bankstown territory. With 10 minutes 30 gone in this second half. Don't forget the text line, 0467 920 222. And they're coming in thick and fast as well. 0467 920 222. Guys, great to hear back to the 2026 season. Does anyone know what's wrong with the NRL.com website? It's been down since kick-off. I like to watch the play-by-play while listening to the ABC coverage. Grant from Taree, you've had problems logging into that too, haven't you, Tony? So you're not sure, but you're not the only one, Grant, if that's any sort of comfort to you. Now it's Canberra, 9 metres in Canterbury-Bankstown territory. The ball played and it comes through hands to the right. Sanders, it's set restart here for the Raiders. So it's their fourth of the night. 4-3 to Canberra in that regard. Brayley 30 out, sends the ball away, centre field left, back his way into the defence, Hosking. 27 away from the Canterbury line, centre of the park, Brayley. Goes right to Sanders, away to Martin. Kick ours there with Burton to bring him down. 21 away from the goal line. Plays it 15 in from the western touchline to Jaden Brayley. Sends it left away, Sanders. Then to Strange, out the back of Kyo Weeks. Short ball tip on by Chris to Tamale. Steps back in field, but knocked to the deck. 12 metres out from the goal line. Very good defence by Tuwala out there. Now it comes open side right. Hudson Young taken 3 metres out. Last tackle, Canberra Brayley. Goes right, Sanders puts in a stab kick. Memphis Asungi against Pride and beats them all over the dead ball line. 20-metre tap, 7 tackles set. Canterbury-Bankstown with 28 minutes to go and an 8-6 Bulldogs lead.
Yeah, really good footy all around once again. Nice little kick in behind, just a touch too long, and the Bulldogs really scrambling to get a hold of that football there. But what about Hudson Young? Isn't he having a game? He is in everything.
Last couple of years, he's been phenomenal. Montoya, 12 short of halfway, plays the ball and they work at left edge to Salmon. He's knocked to the deck 7 short of the halfway mark. That was their most scintillating set of the half, Canberra. But now Canterbury edge towards halfway, and on the right edge, they have it on that halfway line. Hayes gets to his feet, short side right to Galvin. Got a short pass away, and being upended there is Preston. 35 out. What a tackle by Chris. 10 in from the eastern touchline. He plays it. Comes left again through hands to Tupanua. Centre field tackle, 32 out from the Canberra line. Last tackle here, Bulldogs. Played to Salmon. To the left, Burton. Up goes the kick from 31 metres out. Savage again under pressure. The ball bounces off Montoya to kick out. He drops the ball. Vibed on by Canberra. 5 out from their own line. 13 gone second half. 8-6 Bulldogs. We've only seen 2 tries in the game, Michael Carrianis, as the rain eases again here in the nation's capital, but it's end to end.
Yeah, it's entertaining despite the lack of points on offer here, but the slight change there for the Canterbury Bulldogs. Kurt Mann's playing dummy half, but Bailey Hayward has come from the field. There's no injury there. It's just their second replacement. They got that extra one with Josh Papali'i sin bin in, so they've only used 1 fresh reserve in the first double, 1 official, and now just use their second.
Yeah, so you get 8, remember, 30 out from their own line, Canberra. This has been a tough set, but a ruck infringement. It's a Sunny, great one-hander to Martin, but he's dragged down 3 metres short of halfway. 3 set restarts in this half for Canberra. Strange takes on the defence. Beat the first as he strolled through Hayes. Taken now by Carraz, who gave away a silly penalty after the referee called held. Penalty Canberra. Penalty count now 7-3 to the Bulldogs. Now, how kickable is this for Ethan Sanders? He's 36 metres out, 20 in from the western touchline.
I don't think so. I think they'll continue to play here. They've been under huge... The Bulldogs have had the majority of the field position in this second half here. Now they'll just take their chance here. Now about 15 metres out there, Maury.
So they'll take the tap. That marks the Sunny. Goes left to Strange to Sanders. Then Atta Mariotta on the field for the first time. Tackle 15 metres out. They've had 53% of the ball, Canterbury, completing at 94%. Canberra left to right they go. Sasangi gets his head down low, and he's caught 8 metres out from the goal line and 5 in from touch in the southwest corner. Savage dummy half. Goes left to Strange to Sanders. Then to Mariotta doing his best Josh Papali'i impression. Tackled 9 metres out from the Canterbury line, conjunction with the right upright. Played to Brayley. He goes left away, Sanders. Then got a short ball away. Heading for the goal line. Who's young as he got there? He has. Hudson with an H has scored for Canberra, but Adam G's not sure we're going to the bunker.
Hey, coming in 4. What no try with legal loses possession short of the
Gee, we've seen him score so many from that position. Hudson Young, 15 minutes 25 gone in the half. Tracy came around and knocked the ball out.
Yes.
Great defence, Tracy. It's going to be no try.
Unbelievable.
The actions of Connor Tracy.
Now this will be it. Is it a knock on here by Connor Tracy going for the football like that?
Yeah, he's just trying to stop.
He's just trying to get under the ball and make a tackle. The ball is knocked on. It occurs over the try line. We have a decision.
So it's definitely no try. The score remains 8-6 Bulldogs, and it should be a knock-on against Tracy.
He's trying to get under the ball to stop the try.
So he's not playing at the football?
Okay.
So therefore, it's a 20-metre tap for Canterbury. It won't be a 7-tackle set. This is a rule change that most people seem to like. In the AFL, Swans 69 lead Hawthorn 62 in the third quarter. And if you want to hear the call closer to what's happening on the field, try a new ABC Sport Rapid stream. Still some delay, but not what you're accustomed to, listening on a streaming service. As the Bulldogs now 13 short of halfway. Ball is played and Mann sends it left to Max King, who's back on the field. Canterbury-Bankstown holding on to this 8-6 lead. 15 minutes 45 gone second half. They work it right to Salmon. He dummied to Tupanua. Takes the tackle of Mariotta. A metre in Canberra territory and Hosking. Now Mann out of dummy half beats the first. Good run. Tackled 37 metres away from the goal line. Plays the ball to Burton. He spins it right to Salmon, away to Galvin. Links up with Connor Tracy. But in came Sebastian Chris, who ultimately missed him but slowed him down enough. Brayley does the finishing work on the defence, 32 out. Last play, short side right to Galvin. End over end kick to the wing of Tamale. Preston leads the chase. Tamale the catch and Preston the tackle and metre out from the Canberra line. 23 and a half left. 8-6. Bulldogs lead Raiders. NRL Thursday here on ABC Sport. There's now Canberra 5 out from their own goal line. And they must, the longer this game goes, these are going to seem extraordinarily difficult sets out from your own goal line. Here's Sasungi, tackled by Burton, 15 out from his own line. Now comes right edge to Savage. He's wrapped up 27 away, and this is the type of set that you would want, although the rain would be as light now as it's been all game. Corey Horsburgh for Canberra. Good solid run into the defence, stands in the tackle, 10 short of halfway of King and Tupanua. On the last, Sanders from just outside the 40. Kicks down to a retreating Montoya. He fields it, 15 out from his own line on the full. Good chase from Canberra. Strange leads it, and the tackle made 22 out from the Canterbury line. Alan Tongue. It's still 8-6 Canterbury.
Yeah, when we just look at the field position, though, the Bulldogs just on top once again, and their kicking game's been outstanding. Whether it's been to Tamale or to Savage, they've been kicking it deep in the corners and really backing their defence. It's been really good to watch there from the Bulldogs.
Canterbury on their own 30. Carraz plays it. Burton from that 30, looking for a 40-20. Work to do for Weeks. The ball bounces near the touchline but straightens. Kyo Weeks picks it up. 9 out from his own line. Carraz leads the chase, but Kyo Weeks too much speed for him. Josh Curran joined the chase. Kyo Weeks too much speed for him. Now he's rounded up on that eastern side of the field. Good tackle, Anari Tuala, right on the Canberra Raiders 30. Now it comes left to right to Tamale, and he's tackled mid-quarter halfway Canberra's territory. 22 minutes to play. Canterbury-Bankstown 8, Canberra 6. Up the middle now for the Raiders goes Horsburgh. He's tackled 7 short of halfway. No idea how this game's going to finish, but gee, it's been an incredible watch given the conditions. Canberra edge their way into Canterbury territory. So Sungy caught by Curran, played to Brayley, goes to his left to Horsburgh, away to Sanders, took on the defensive line, spins in the tackle of Galvin, and also in there was King. 10 metres in Canterbury's half. Last play, and the kick from Strange, a right footer, down to Carraz. He takes on the full, 8 metres out from his own line, heads over the 10, then got a pass away left to right, and hitting the ball up is Tracy, caught on the Canterbury 20. 8-6 Bulldogs touchline, Michael Carianis.
He's had a real good game on the back corner, Tracy. He had that one handling error coming out of his own end in that first half, but aside from that, he's been in everything.
He's on that tier of player, Tracy. To me, it's a bit reminiscent of Will Kennedy, an outstanding player. But we've got so many great fullbacks in the game. He's now spinning in the tackle for the Bulldogs to within 15 metres of halfway and playing the ball as King. And it comes left edge now for Canterbury, and they're just short of halfway through Salmon. We've got some amazing fullbacks.
Absolutely. He just tries to find, he just finds a way to get involved. Oh, there's a big shot here. An error coming through. Who is it again? Hudson Young. Oh, my goodness. But he just in and around the football. When something's happening, he's there. But every time they kick the ball deep there, the Raiders, they're always looking for a pass in that backfield. They're just challenging, looking for that one person to be out of place, and they'll put the pass there just to get on that front foot. But here are the Raiders in some reasonable field position here now with that good tackle from Young.
Yeah, on Rocky Galvin, who spilt it. So a scrum feed here for the Canberra, 5 short of halfway. Centre field, 20 minutes gone. 20 minutes left, second half. The Bulldogs by a couple. Canberra wins the scrum. Brayley sends it left to Chris. And Sebastian's caught on that eastern side, right on halfway. Played to Brayley. Goes right to Marley. Straightens into Curran. Caught 7 metres in Canterbury-Bankstown's territory. Now Brayley goes to his right. And right up the middle goes Hosking. Good run. King is there with Curran. Down he goes, 31 away. Good quick play the ball to Brayley. Sends it left to Sanders. Short ball Mariotta. Caught 19 out from the Canterbury-Bankstown line. Couple of tackles left here for the Green Machine. Brayley goes left. Sanders crossfield kick. Ricochets off Canterbury. And they come away with it again. Canberra, 6 more tackles. Played out by the Bulldogs. What a chance here for Canberra in that far eastern corner. They go short side away to Chris. Runs past Curran into Tracy. Chris, can he get the ball down in the corner? Or is he short? He's held up. Just short. Plays it. Now they work it away to the right side. Take on the defensive line. Sanders caught 4 metres out. 19 left. 8-6 Bulldogs. Canberra attack. Comes to the right through hand. Strange little stab kick. Ricochets off players again and then knocked on by Canterbury. Salmon, or rather Man, had the chance to pick it up, but might have been deemed accidentally offside. Either way, it's going to be a Canberra scrum feed. 10 out from the Canterbury-Bankstown goal line. It's 8-6 to the Bulldogs. We get a replay from that far corner, Chris. Geez, so short, and who saved the day? Tracy.
Yeah, he's in there. Great little trick play there to go back down the short side, and then the kick through there, trying to thread it through. Strange. Ball bounces back. Maybe unlucky to get 2 points there with a shot at a penalty goal, but the Raiders on the attack again.
How long can Canterbury hold out here? We haven't seen any points in the second half. Scrum fed on one. Brayley sends it left to Strange with a left foot step and taken 10 metres out from the Bulldogs line. He'll play the ball. Defence from both teams has been outstanding. Brayley to the right. Horsburgh got a short ball away to support. Tackle made on the Tarpany, 8 metres out. It is. It comes to the left now to Sanders. Oh dear. Hudson Young is at a blind. It goes without it. Knock on. Canterbury off the hook. And the Bulldogs will get a scrum feed. 10 out from their own line. 18 left in the game. 8-6 Canterbury-Bankstown leads. Touchline Michael Carianis.
Xavier Savage is blowing up on this right-hand side of the field. It's filthy a couple of players ago, but they didn't come to his side, and then he's just given his teammates an almighty spray off the back of that error.
So now Canterbury with a scrum feed. That's huge, isn't it, for their confidence, Alan, that they've held out and forced a mistake.
Yeah, it's been great, hasn't it? The Bulldogs scrambling defence, but Ethan Sanders, he's been wonderful throughout this game, but that pass there, just too much pressure on his back rower.
Canterbury wins the scrum, and it comes left to Stephen Crichton. And he's tackled 16 out from his own line. Got a bit of a shove there, but no infringement. Man goes left to kick out, and he pops one out the back. That's a silly pass. Crichton, thankfully, for Canterbury, had the wherewithal to keep watching and pick it up. Is the only Bulldog, and he's caught by Sasung. He's shoved to the ground. A late play by Mariotta. That was silly. Penalty to the Bulldogs. He gave that one away out of Mariotta. Penalty Canterbury, 34 out from their own line. Drop ball. Now a mistake for Mariotta giving away a penalty.
Yeah, and you could see he was running across. He just couldn't hold himself back there, Mariotta, and gives away a really, really cheap penalty. We're just having a look at Joe Tarpany in the backfield here. Might be saying it's going to come off for a HIA. So he's only just really come back on the field. Really important.
HIA, Tungy, is coming off. Stephen Crichton's with the Canterbury trainers. All happening down there, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, it is. Tarpany's got lots of blood coming out of that nose there, and it was that heavy collision on that tackle with Stephen Crichton, so didn't get a good look at it. I think he might have caught some friendly fire with some teammate, but plenty of blood coming out of his nose. Josh Papali'i is going to replace him.
He's a tough dude. He does not want to come off. He has no choice. He's been protected from himself, but he can barely see with that smashed nose. And Josh Papali'i comes back on.
This is a really big moment in the game at the moment. They're going to kick down deep. They're going to start just shy of the halfway line, but the Bulldogs have had the majority of the field position here. This is important for the Raiders to hang on, and the Bulldogs continue with their attack going side to side.
Kick out takes the tap, got through Martin, now tackled by Papali'i, 10 metres in Canberra territory, 15 in from the western touchline. Hayward goes right to Curran, and Josh Curran tackled 32 out. Hayward awaits a dummy half, 20 in from touch in front of us western side, to the right, Burton away to King, King. And Max King straightens over the 30. Wrapped up 28 metres out. Played to Haywood. Comes centre field left to Burton. Dummies. Takes them on court. 18 out from the line. We have 16 minutes and 10 seconds to go Thursday night footy. 8-6 Bulldogs. Galvin goes left to Tracy. Tried to step, might have been a little damp. So he takes the tackle of Noah Martin. 11 out. Last tackle Bulldogs. Haywood, a long ball goes right. Galvin, the kick off the right boot. It's very shallow though. Ball is knocked back. Who comes away with it? Curran for Canterbury.
And then also a knock on off Dogs.
So first knock on Canberra by the sound of it. So it will be a Canterbury-Bankstown scrum feed as the rain just gets a little heavier again. 10 out from the Canberra line. 15 and a half to go. And now the question is, Alan Tongue, how much resolve does the green machine have?
Exactly right. With the return serve here, the Bulldogs did so well down that other end of the field. Now it's the Raiders' chance. Seth Chris just competing for the footy there, but just a knock forward. Double knock on. Bulldogs on good attack here. We've got Crichton lined up here too. They'd love to get a one-on-one with him on Sasangi.
The AFL third quarter. Swans 69, Hawthorn 64 at the MCG as they win the scrum, the Bulldogs, and they go left to right across to Tracy. Steps straight past Sebastian Chris. Then he accelerates for the goal line. Caught only half a metre away. Connor Tracy. Played to Haywood. Long ball left to Galvin. Then away to King. King dummies goes himself. He had Curran streaming through on his left. But he accepts the tackle. 7 away. Plays the ball to Haywood. Left to Burton. Left foot step, right foot step. Nailed by the defence 3 metres out. Weeks was over the top with Papali. Or Papali'i. Now Haywood spins short side to the left. Goes to the right. Salmon to Galvin. Galvin steps and straightens. Tackle 12 out from the Canberra line. So far so good for the Raiders defence. Bulldogs up 8-6. Play to Haywood. Goes left. Salmon away. Burton left foot stab kick. Triton was coming through. Knocked down by Sasangi. The ball tapped over the dead ball line by Horsburgh. And they're going to say just a goal line dropout here for the Canberra Raiders. 14 minutes, 15 to go. I'd imagine short line dropout in these conditions, Tony, although Sanders has gone long a couple of times.
Here we go. Just have a listen to this, maybe.
Okay, Ash. Bulldogs are challenging kickers on 6. I'm sure we're going to drop out by the Raiders. Claiming an escort on the way through on Crichton.
It's the connection made by Simi Sasangi, the Canterbury's challenger.
I think as you slow that down, he may just move off his line there.
Simi Sasangi is standing his ground. He's just looking to turn. It's just a collision. It's play on.
Okay.
So challenge lost here for Canterbury-Bankstown. There's 14 minutes, 10 left. Line drop out Canberra. Touchline Michael Carianis.
Yeah, we wanted to challenge there because Canterbury had won the line dropout call, right? So they've lost their challenge, and they'll probably, I know the way the short line dropout is hard to predict, but they'll most likely get the ball back here as well.
So here's the short line dropout by Sanders. It's a floater. Oh, Montoya got a shove there. Canberra get there first, but not forward by Ethan Strange off the bounce. So it will be, for all of that, a Canterbury-Bankstown scrum feed. 22 metres out from the Canberra line centre field. MC, has that rain got heavier again?
Yeah, man.
Okay, mate. How are you coping? You all right?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not cold, so it's okay.
No, get much better to have this now than in the middle of July. So scrum feed here for the Bulldogs. So the last 3 or 4 minutes, Canberra's been pinned down. They just can't quite get the footy back. Had a great chance here for Canterbury. 1 try apiece in this game, and both of those tries in the first half came from spectacular footy. Neither from kicks. Haywood from the scrum base sends it left to Crichton for the Bulldogs.
This will be a penalty here again. He just broke too early. Ethan Strange it was.
So penalty goes to Canterbury. 9-3 the penalties to the Bulldogs. And after this game, Ricky Stewart will be blowing up either at the referees or his team's lack of discipline. But they're choosing another scrum here, Canterbury, 20 metres out before a crowd of 13,723. 13,723. Well, that's a really good crowd on a yuck evening. I mean, it is awful. So well done to the fans of Canberra in particular, and also Canterbury have made the journey here. From the scrum winner goes left to Crichton, strolled through Sasangi, now tackled. 17 out from the goal line there by Strange. Plays it to Haywood, goes right and through hands to Curran, running off Galvin. Beat the first, but he's put on his back 12 metres out from the Canberra line. 12 minutes 30 to go. Haywood goes right to Max King. He straightens into the defence. Papali'i is in there with Marietta and also Brayley. 7 out. Haywood goes to the right to Curran. Dangerous close to the goal line, but he's nailed by Weeks. Mariota came in as well, 2 metres away. Hayward spins it deep to Galvin. Then to Burton, right to left to kick out to Sungy. Great tackle. He took him on one-on-one. Last play, 15 out. Now Crichton goes right. Burton the kick looking for Carraz. I thought Carraz might have been offside. He gets there first. He lost it into a Canberra defender. Knock on. Canberra survives. And it's going to be their changeover. 10 out from their own line. Inside a dozen to go. 8-6 Bulldogs lead Raiders, Alan Tone.
Yeah, they hang on, don't they? And the kick just at the end there, they got the chance to get that football back, but great defence. I tell you what, it was down the other end of the field when they got that little penalty. It was a great break, and it was from Simi Sasangi on Stephen Crichton. That battle out wide here has been brilliant. It's continued there again. Some big plays there from Sasangi, but also Crichton, who's hard to handle.
So now it's Canberra with a big set for them. Off their own goal line, they're 12 out from their own line. Tackle made on Papali'i. Now comes left Sasangi. He's taken 19 out from his own line on play 2. 11 minutes to go. Scoreless second half. It's 8-6 Canterbury-Bankstown. Now a heavy tackle from Preston. Tamale will play it. 22 out from his own line. Comes right to Horsburgh. Out the back door it goes to Sanders. Then he links up further out wide to Young. Hudson Young is going to be pushed back by some willing defence. It's Preston. What a battle that's been. Hudson Young and Jacob Preston now to the right. Mariota got straight through Curran. Then he loses the ball. He is attempting an offload but regathered. Last tackle Canberra, 11 short of halfway. Brayley sends it left. Sanders a kick from inside the 40 end over end. Montoya, oh good catch. He sprinted after that at full pelt. Took it on his fingertips on his 10. Gets over the 20. Spins away from Corey Horsburgh. Now fell 24 out from his own line. 10 and a half to go. 8-6 to the Bulldogs, and that was extraordinary skill in the wet from Montoya. As now it's the other winger, Carraz, centre field. Caught 14 short of halfway. Who cracks? There's a lot of bending, but there's no breaking. There's now Tuala in centre field. Tungy scored 7 short of halfway for Canterbury.
Yeah, I'm just looking once again at the defence. There's a couple of players here just getting left on the ground. The fatigue coming into this the last 10 minutes here. It's important, and your eyes up from those smaller players, and Tracy in particular. You can see him hunting around. Here he goes.
Ball. Tracy at the 30. Draws his man off. Plays Galvin. Caught the try. Save a 10 out. Great tackle coming from. It can't be Hudson Young, but it was. Now Curran goes to his right to Preston, and he dives over. Slams it down next to the right upright. Try to Canterbury-Bankstown. It is Canberra that breaks. 9 minutes 30 left in the half. Try to Preston. Canterbury-Bankstown 12. Canberra Raiders 6 with a kick to come.
Well, I was just about to say it's about the small man in and around the middle with some tired defenders, and it was that man, Connor Tracy, been in everything, finds a way to get his hands on the football. The break up through the middle there, and Preston dives over underneath the post there. Great play from the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs.
Downstairs, Michael Carianis.
Yeah, he's been super impressive tonight. Connor Tracy opened him up, a nice time pass, and the maturity of that Canterbury side, not to panic, not to push a pass despite the line break. We always see sometimes we see sides get a little bit excited and undo their own work, but not in this instance. And Stephen Crichton will extend the lead to 80, and that'll probably be enough.
Right next to the post MC, Stephen Crichton in the first half kicked 2 from 3. Clock still ticking down to 8 minutes 30 to go. Canterbury looking for a 2 wins, no loss start. They've had the bye in round 2. And a loss for Canberra will take them to 1 win, 2 losses. It'll be back-to-back defeats against the Warriors and now Bulldogs. 2 finalists from a year ago. Here's Crichton with the left boot. And he makes no mistake too. They're going to be hard to run down now, aren't they? 3 out of 4. It's 14-6 Canberra, and Canterbury-Bankstown in favour of the Bulldogs by 14 points to 6. So the text line 0467 920 222. Christopher from Shoalwater says thanks for the great call and insights. Tonight's game is exciting and engrossing without big scores. Yeah, true, Christopher. Grant says, NRL.com website back up finally. Oh, that's good news, Grant. Do the Bulldogs want to score some points? I assume so. From the gear steward, I've seen strange things happen in the capital. Watching the footy in my quiet corner at the pub, the Woodford pub, rather listen to you blokes than the TV. From TB, thank you TB. Here's the kick off, and Canterbury has it 8 out from their own line. You surprised they didn't go short there?
Yeah, I mean, they're just backing their defence up. They're going long and just hoping they can force an error here from the Bulldogs. Kick-out's been super strong again here tonight.
Yeah, what a run. I'm so intrigued about your ABC Player of the Year points later. Here's Hayward, goes right to Curran. Curran got straight through Mariotta, and now claimed 14 short of halfway. I might have to complain to Carianis. My left hand just got one drop on it. It's very, very uncomfortable. Here's Tracy up the centre, wrapped up 4 metres short of halfway. It looks could kill, as they say. Here's the kick from Burton, end over end, and Savage has been the target throughout the second half. He takes it 8 out from his own line, sends a long ball left away to Wicks, caught 16 out, 7 minutes 10 to go, and the scoreline in favour of Canterbury 14-6. Michael, you all right down there?
Yeah, all good. It's a great game of footy, Andrew.
And the rain's really stopped, mate.
Yeah, just in time for you to grace yourself with our presence, your presence.
Here comes Canberra to the right. Simi Sasangi, wrapped up 14 short of halfway. 20 in from the western touchline by King. Played to Brayley. Goes left Sanders to Strange. Then away to Kyo Weeks, who's threatened here tonight a couple of times, and he beats free. Now dragged to the ground on halfway. Make it a metre short of halfway by Nari Tuwala. He plays it short side left they go. Young got the pass away to Chris. Chris links up with Strange. Strange. He got it back to Sebastian. Chris pass one. One-hander back to Young. Then gets it away to Tamale. It's not over. Blake Austin is here. 6 minutes 20 to go. Try Canberra. Tamale's over. What about the work from Chris? What about the work from Strange? It's out wide, but it's Canterbury 14. Canberra 10, 6 minutes to go.
Strange and Chris, but I tell you what, Hudson Young, he's in there as well, down that left-hand side, just trying to find a way to keep that footy alive. And Tamale, he scores there just to give the Raiders a glimmer of hope there. Well, there's still just under 6 minutes to go, but it's down the short side a couple of times. Hudson Young, Strange involved, some second phase play. Chris, good hands back on the inside to Hudson Young, then Tamale on the outside, keeping the footy alive. Some razzle-dazzle, and they score out wide.
Some of these tries, Michael Carianis, as your umbrella goes down for the first time, have been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, amazing work there on that left-hand side, and the ability from both these sides to play at such speed and have that ball movement, considering how poor the conditions have been, has been unbelievable, but sets up a beautiful 5 minutes.
So the kick to come here from Sanders, 20 metres out, 10 in from the eastern touchline, landed his only shot in the first half. Clock ticking, 5 minutes and 8 seconds to go. To get Canberra to within 2 tries apiece here at Canberra Stadium. Terrific crowd given the circumstances of 13,500. Sanders strikes it off the upright. Bounces back into the field of play. No goal. He'd like that over again. It remains Canterbury-Bankstown 14, Canberra 10, 5 minutes to go. Now, what's doing around the ground final quarter? Swan still 75, Hawthorn still 64. On the text line 0467 920 222. Ty says that was your crocodile tears hitting your hand, Andrew. Yeah, maybe. But, you know, we shouldn't have to put up with conditions like this, Tony. Same here, Maurice. TV in the shed with Jimmy Beam. TV on for grandstand commentary. You blokes best in the business. Bags from Narrabri. Thank you, Bags. Here's the kick-off.
And Joe Tarpany just coming back to the sideline there too. Looks like he'll coming back in the action.
So he's past his HIA, and he can see after getting that heavy knock to the nose. Canberra 14 out from their own line. Brayley, centre field rider, goes to the try scorer Tamale. He's scored 22 out from his own line. Canterbury-Bankstown 14, Canberra 10 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in a thriller here at Canberra Stadium. The Raiders on their 30. Brayley goes left, Sanders to Strange, links up with Kyo Weeks. Weeks dummies and steps into Tuwala and Galvin, caught 11 short of halfway. He'll play 10 in from the eastern touchline to Brayley. Goes open side right. And at the defensive line, Hudson Young spills it behind him in the tackle. Sanders picks it up, gets it away, left away to Chris. He's caught 4 short of halfway. Last tackle Canberra. They're down by 4. Sanders the kick under pressure from Curran. It's a spiralling kick. It's going to be allowed to bounce by Canterbury for some inexplicable reason. Up they go. Tap back by Canberra. Bounces away from Sasangi. Crichton puts through the ball. Has that been 6 ball Canberra? That might have been a brain explosion from Stephen Crichton, as diving on it was Xavier Savage, 34 out. A new set begins. Comes left to Young. Hudson's taken by kick out, 27 away. 3 minutes 30 left. Canterbury-Bankstown 14, Canberra 10. Horsburgh set of field. Wrapped up 9 metres out. Raiders is the chant here at Canberra Stadium. It's played to Brayley. Comes open side right, Tarpany targets Burton. Nearly let him go, but holds on for dear life 5 metres out from the line. Played to Brayley. Comes to the left. Sanders inside ball to Horsburgh. He's tackled 8. Out. Last tackle Canberra. Brayley. Goes left, Sanders. Strange gets tackled, then dropped the ball on the ground. Scooped up. Is that Young with it again out there? Little stab kick by Hudson. Oh, they let it bounce precariously long time before Salmon dives on it. A metre out and a metre in. Southeast corner is now for the next play. Goes left Montoya. He's scored 4 out from his own line. 2.5 to go, Alan. 14-10 Doggies lead.
What about the kick though from Hudson Young? That was outstanding in the tackle there. Got the left foot to the ball now. Look at him end up in the corner. Can the Bulldogs get away out of this here?
He can put in a decent stab kick every now and then, Hudson Young. Canterbury now 11 out from their own goal line. 2 tackles left in the set. It comes open side left, centre field. They have it 18 out from their own line last play. King plays it. Comes left to Burton, the biggest kicker of the footy in the game. From his own 20, it bounces with backspin to Weeks on his 20. Heads over the 30. Heads to the 40. Got away from Galvin. Then he straightens past another, Tuala, and he's caught 5 short of halfway with under 2 minutes to go. Could this be Canberra's last set? Tamale centre field. Wrapped up 5 metres in Canterbury-Bankstown territory. Have you got many fingernails left? Comes away right for Canberra's Hosking. 38 out. Alan Tung, Michael Carianis, Andrew Moore with you. NRL Thursday on ABC Sports. Sanders to the left. Strange away to Coyote Weeks. Weeks on that left edge spins, gets away from one, then sends the pass back to his right. It's in the hands now of Tarpany for Canberra. Right up the middle he goes. One hand to the go without it. Hosking scoops it up. Sanders away to Martin. Then the pass away to the right wing of Savage, knocked to the ground. 19 out. Hoo-wee. With 70 seconds left, 2 tackles left Canberra. Savage plays it now to Sasangi. Goes left Strange to Sanders. Centre field to Brayley. Then away it comes to Young. Fends away from one, ducks under another. Tackle 18 out. It's all here, it's all now. He plays on the last to Brayley. Comes to the right, Tarpany. Sprays it out the back to Sanders. Pass kick out straight. He's caught a metre out. Connor Tracy saves the day with a brilliant one-on-one tackle. 40 seconds to go. Canberra fans look really discombobulated. It's 14-10 to the Bulldogs. What a tackle by Tracy.
Unbelievable. Great work there from the Raiders. A show and go from Sanders and tackled a last-ditch effort right there. Great play. Scrambling defence.
Oh, what about that? Michael Carianis on the touchline.
Unbelievable there. I thought he was through there with that dummy Sanders, but Connor Tracy again. He's been awesome with the ball, and defensively he's saved a couple of tries as well.
So now left side to Crichton. MC tackled 13 out from his own line. 30 seconds to go. Canterbury should run down the clock from here. Now it's Burton from dummy half. Caught short side. 19 out from his own line. What a game. It's played to Crichton. Short ball goes to the right edge. Salmon hit heavily by Horsburgh. Finished off now. 24 out from his own line by Sasangi. He stays down. 1 play left. Time out, says the referee. Good job, Adam G. With 4 seconds to go. So 1 more play. Hayward sends it right to Max King. Runs into a heavy shot from Horsburgh and Tarpany. Siren. That's it. Canterbury-Bankstown get a hard-fought win. They beat St George Illawarra by a point in Las Vegas, and they've beaten Canberra Raiders by 4 points here in the nation's capital. 2 tries each, but the full-time score, Canterbury-Bankstown 14, Canberra 10 for the most part, played in thumping rain, and the players deserve credit. They have put on a show. Brilliant football, and the Bulldogs do well to hold out and win 14-10. For Canterbury tries to Connor Tracy in the 11th minute, Jacob Preston in the 71st, Stephen Crichton 3 goals from 4 attempts, and it's 3 restarts, 1 unsuccessful challenge. For Canberra, the 2 tries for them were scored by their left winger, and he did well to get over the line twice. Sevilio Tamale, he scored in the 4th and 74th minutes. Ethan Sanders 1 goal from 2 attempts. Josh Papali'i on report, and Sinbind in the 17th minute for a high tackle on Sam Hughes, who didn't return, and Joe Tarpany on report for a high tackle in the 18th minute. 5 restarts. Penalties 9-3 to Canterbury, who turned an 8-6 half-time lead into a 14-10 victory in front of a crowd of 13,727. It's tough for Canberra. It's exciting for Canterbury. Boy, what a game that was.
It was absolutely amazing. Considering the conditions that were spoken about so much, both teams, they're really throwing the footy around and making the most of what field position they did have. It was entertaining stuff. And one of the things that I loved the most was the contact right throughout the game. It was absolutely bruising. Both of these teams will, need a few days to be able to get over this. A bit of a longer turnaround for both of them, but they will certainly need it.
Let's go to the Bulldogs camp first of all. Michael Carianis.
Yeah, just with their back rower, Jacob Preston. Jacob, the conditions are it's only now just stopped raining. It probably rained for 75 minutes of that game. How tough was it out there?
Mate, we came here expecting a tough game, but yeah, mate, it lived up to its expectations. It's a bloody tough game, and obviously the weather was not ideal, but we thought we were gritty tonight to get that done.
What was the messaging like with that weather? Because both sides still chanced their arms with the footy.
Yeah, for sure. We didn't want to go away from what we've been working on. Obviously, we've had a couple of weeks to kind of work on what we wanted to do tonight, and we wanted to kind of play our footy, get some plays on, and it worked at times, it didn't work at times, but look, we're happy to take 2 points tonight.
You mentioned a couple of weeks, last time you guys played in Vegas, then you had the week off into the bye. There's been some sort of talk around good, bad, indifferent. Obviously, you've won tonight, but what was it like having so much time off before playing?
Yeah, look, it was a bit strange, to be honest. I'm being honest with you. Look, we had round 1 over in Vegas, and I was talking to a couple of boys before this game, and it kind of felt like it was round 1 all over again, just because it's been so long between matches. And we just wanted to get out here tonight, get kind of our season started again, and looking forward to the rest of the year.
Enjoy the win, mate. Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thanks, Steve, mate. Cheers.
What a player he is. Jacob Preston. That was an enthralling battle the whole way through between he and Hudson Young. 14-10, the Bulldogs win. And in round 4, Canterbury-Bankstown will play Newcastle. It'll be a home game at Western Sydney Stadium at Parramatta for the Bulldogs. And Canberra is at home next Sunday afternoon. We'll be here for that one. Canberra against Cronulla Sutherland. Back down to you, Michael.
Yeah, with Joe Tarpany. Joe, first up, how's the nose, mate? There was plenty of claret coming out of it.
Yeah, probably another break, because the wife's not going to be happy. Probably 3 breaking noses in a couple of years, so I'll fix it up after the game, but it's not too bad.
What about you guys' conditions out there? You guys still chanced your arm with the footy. Was that part of the plan?
Yeah, definitely. I think, especially after last week, we know we got the attack in us. We just had to fix up some of our defence from last week, and I thought we did good. It just wasn't good enough time.
Did you think you had it there late in the end?
Yeah, definitely. I think I was maybe 1 pass away, and Sander nearly got there, so take confidence out of it, but it's a tough one to take.
Obviously, back-to-back losses now. What do you guys need to do better to perform and get the win next week?
Yeah, it's same thing. We're going to work hard. We've got a longer turnaround. I think we had 2 6-day turnarounds in a row, so it's going to be good to have a little reset, get the body better, into a tough team in Sharks.
Good luck for the rest of you, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, there's Joe Tarpany speaking with Michael Carianis. Canterbury-Bankstown 14, defeating the Canberra Raiders 10 here at Canberra Stadium with Alan Tung, Michael Carianis, who's out on the field. I'm Andrew Moore. What a game this bloke had. The Canterbury fullback scored a try, but probably saved the game with a tackle in defence. Down to you, Michael.
Yeah, Andrew Moore just said you scored a try, but you saved a couple. Which one gives you more joy, mate?
Saving them, yeah. The boys love when you save them. Yeah, you're normally saving someone's in defence there, so yeah, it feels pretty good to be able to save one.
What's it like as a fullback in these conditions? Like, talk us through not only organising the defensive line, but like worrying what's about to come your way on the last play.
Yeah, it is tough for the rain, especially when it's coming down hard. It is harder to see the ball. So lucky enough we train in the rain, so yeah, I sort of try back that. But yeah, you just got to be sort of have that positive mindset to it, and it's a different style of game, but it's good to get involved in it.
Speaking of different styles, at the back end of last year, we saw a couple of times with Stephen Crichton attacking at fullback and you attacking at centre. But on this side, when you scored your try, you were both on the right-hand side of the field. So what was that combination like and that planned move to get the try?
Yeah, we were obviously practicing that. We're always trying to get Critter involved. He's such an attacking weapon, so whenever he can come around, whatever side, he's welcome to come. And yeah, that time I was lucky enough to push it up and got an easy try for it.
Jacob Preston said it felt like round one again, considering how long it has been since you guys played in Vegas. Well, what's it like to back up that performance with another win?
It definitely did feel like round one. It's been ages, but I feel like that's a good thing. Like, looking at that earlier on, it felt a bit weird to go that long without a game, but once coming from Vegas, I feel like it was a good thing to get back into training and yeah, starting the year 2-0 with 2 tough games. It's pretty pleasing.
Awesome performance, mate. Well done.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and a blinder, as he invariably does. Connor Tracy speaking there with Michael Carianis. Just some stats, and MC, up to you whether you want to get another one, mate, or come back to the broadcast box. Canterbury in the end had 52% possession. Going into half-time, I think it was at 56%. The completion rates, Alan Tongue, for Canberra, really good, 78%. You'd nearly take that every time in the wet, for sure. Canterbury, 91%, 41 completions from their 45 tackles. That is extraordinary. Not only throwing the ball around, but with the heavy hits that you mentioned before.
It's amazing in the conditions that we look at. And just looking at another stat here, what about this? The kick meters from Matt Burton.
Yeah.
751 kick meters. Just outstanding. Played to the conditions. They certainly, the field position battle that we saw going on, the Bulldogs had the majority of that, and was because of their kicking game. Both majority Matt Burton, but also Galvin doing his effort down the other side. But the defence from both teams, brilliant. The skill, limited errors, high completion rates. They're just, it's unbelievable. It's really, really good football from both teams.
It's kind of funny, though, the first half, when the rain was at its most unrelenting, they're throwing the ball around like nobody's business. Both teams, especially Canberra early on. But there was more conservative in the second half. They played more to the conditions in that second half. The first half are going nuts.
Yeah, especially the first 20 minutes of that second half where, it did seem like this is wet weather football that we were expecting in the first 20, but they just continued to chip away at it. Things got exciting towards the back end when teams were chasing points and then holding onto that scoreboard. But some really good footy all around, and I think there'll be some really good lessons from both teams learnt out of this. The Bulldogs, their DNA, what they're trying to build defensively, they'll really love that sort of performance. The grit, their combinations are still building. Crichton getting him into the football. I think the Raiders still some ill-discipline they'll need to talk about there. It'd be interesting to hear Ricky Stewart's press conference.
Oh, yeah.
I think there'll be, and I think deservedly so. There's some calls there that I think could have went either way, or the Raiders could have got their fair share, but some ill-discipline there and some discipline too with Papali'i. I think he might just have to, have a week on the sideline there with the high shot there that he got Sim in there for too. So there's a couple of concerns there for the Raiders with a longer turnaround, but they're against the Sharks next Sunday at home here too. So a bit of a longer turnaround, chance to review this deeply and learn from those.
And Cronulla, plays in the game that myself, Michael Carianis and Luke Lewis will be at on Saturday at Shark Park against the Dolphins, who are going to throw a lot at them no matter how that game ends up being. 14-10, Bulldogs over Canberra. Just before we get Tungy's ABC Player of the Year points in the AFL at the MCG final quarter, less than a goal between them, but it's Hawthorn in front of the Swans, 81-76. Righto, Tungy, put me out of my misery. Who have you gone for in the ABC Player of the Year?
Well, I'll start with my 1 point.
Oh, you're doing that. You're a tease.
Okay, good. Well, I thought Matt Burton. I'll give him 1 point. I talked about the kick meters there before of 751, but I just, we knew the conditions were going to be really important. His left boot, he's kicking down there. He was really, really good. His tactical play there that he did was outstanding throughout this game. I gave 2 points.
I want to guess. I was going to say, I reckon you're giving 2 to Hudson Young, and 3 to Connor Tracy.
Yeah, I have to do that. And I must admit, even if the Raiders had gone on and won it, I probably still would have gave 3 points to Connor Tracy, how good he was in that game. But 2 points to Hudson Young. He was just in everything. His first up contact, his whack on Satili Tupanua.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be on my highlight reel for the rest of my life. It was brilliant. So some really good work. But just every time he's in and around the football, he's trying to get that offload. He's trying to create an offload. There's a bit of niggle in him. He's kicking the footy. He was just in everything. He's a world-class back row. And then Connor Tracy, 213 run meters from 24 carries. But it's probably those couple of try-sakers that are really, stand out on his rap sheet. So just fantastic play. A couple of special mentions. Kick-out once again. I mean, it was probably just a typical performance of Viliami kick-out.
He seemed very heavily involved, though. He was looking for the footy, wasn't he?
And I think a lot of the times that Burton was kicking down that left-hand side, he's leading the kick chase. He just does that little bit extra to turn that body around, to drag him back just that half a metre, just to slow the ball down so they can load up on that next play. He's a handful, obviously, in attack. He was really, really good. I thought Kyle Weeks was a handful. Every time he touched the footy, you were thinking, here he goes, he's going to get through.
My impression was, Tungy, in the second half, if Canberra were going to jag a win, it was going to be whatever he did.
Him, and also Simi Sasangi.
Yeah.
I thought at a time there, even though he's up against a world-class centre in Crichton, it seemed like you needed to get the footy to either a Kaya Weeks or a Simi Sasangi for something to happen. Even if it was an offload or something in and around them, I probably should throw in Hudson there as well. But they were really, really good. Preston, outstanding. The defensive display, I mean, even Tarpany with some limited minutes, they were really strong, these sort of guys. But it was just, you could have given 1 point to a number of players out there.
No, that was a really fun game to watch from our perspective, given the conditions. Even if that had been played in exact that same way in dry weather, we would have been happy with it. It was a low-scoring game that was really, really well played. 14-10, Bulldogs beat Canberra. So Tungy gives 3 points Connor Tracy, 2 points Hudson Young, 1 point Matt Burton. You see Hudson Young live more than I do, Al. It seems like last year his game went to a whole new level, and he's really good anyway. But it seems like last year he established himself as one of the great back rowers in the game, and that might only get better and better.
I think you're right, and I think one of the
more consistent last year.
Yeah, consistency, but I think he's matured even more. He's got that. What we love about him is the aggression, and he's had a bit of a hot head at that time, and that would explode at certain moments. But I think he's taken that element out of his game. He's much more consistent in his way. He's the ultimate professional. Away from the game, the way that he prepares is absolutely meticulous. He looks after his body better than anybody, but his detail in his game, the way that he reviews and watches the game, he studies the game. He loves footy. He's a footy head, but he's a competitor. You watch, and we probably don't pick it up as much in the commentary that you see, but you watch, if there's a half little break, if there's a little offload, Hudson Young is screaming onto the ball, waiting for the offload, and he mightn't get it, but he puts himself in the picture more times than not to be able to get that. You go, he's lucky that he's around the football. It's got nothing to do with luck. It has got everything to do with his mentality and his determination to put himself in the frame. He's an absolute outstanding footballer.
I'll give you a hint, and for our listeners, about Hudson Young, because you say he really studies footy. I know, I think it was before, it was on the last season or 2 seasons ago, I can't quite remember which, but Hudson Young, out of the blue, phoned Luke Lewis, who ended up, our colleague and mate, who ended his career as an elite second rower, and said, I want to become better as a back rower. Can you talk to me? And they would have regular conversations about second row play and where to be and angles to run and how involved to get, and if it's not coming away, how to get busy in a game. And he kept wanting info, and not just encouragement but information. How do I get better at this?
It's a thirst. It's a thirst to get better. It's a desire that the great ones have. And he
was already an Origin player too.
Absolutely, yep. Aussie back rower. He just wants to get better. He wants the club to have the success that it deserves, and he's hungry for it. You can see it in his performance. He's got claret coming out of him left, right and centre, but he just finds a way to get back up, get to his feet and go again.
All right, Canterbury win though, 14-10. Text for the next half hour or so, 0467 920 222 on the text line. Tungy, it doesn't matter if you make so many mistakes. The same mistakes every game. Needs to chill out and let the halves do their job. Is that about Hudson? Yeah. Hey boys, soaked after attending tonight. Raiders unlucky in my eyes, but what a try-saving display by the Bulldogs, especially Connor Tracy. Cheers from the hairless chook in a soggy car driving home from Canberra Stadium. Well done, soggy chook. Great call, guys. Very entertaining. How wet are MC's socks? Well, he's only just lobbing back in the broadcast box now, Michael Carey asked. And he looks fantastic. He looks fantastic.
I was commenting to Ralph, I've got some new shoes on, debut in the wet, and they were awesome.
Really?
Like, my feet aren't wet at all. And it's not cold, right? So you just suck it up and deal with it, don't you, Andrew?
Oh, that's what I would have done. Apart from that one drop I got in my left hand.
I know, I felt sorry for you.
I know, it was a bit disconcerting. Tungy was here to protect me, though. It was fine. But no, we keep saying it. The standard of that game was so high, because that first half especially, it teamed down the whole way through. And listening to Joe Tarpany talk to you, Canberra did improve their defence on a week ago against the Warriors, no doubt. And I wonder whether 3 games in the wet in a row count against Canberra. They finished strong, but...
Yeah, speaking of a few players on the field, after just, like, informally, they're like, can we get a dry game, please?
Yeah.
Like, but they were really poor last week. I think this was probably their best performance of the season, the Raid. I don't know, is that Tungy? You watch them a lot more than me. I just, they were okay in patches against Manly. I thought it was almost an 80-minute performance. I know they lost tonight, but it was a pretty high-quality game of footy.
Yep, I agree. I agree definitely with that. There's some discipline there that, Ricky will have that conversation, I know, but there is some onus that the players have got to, take upon themselves there. They just can't keep giving away. And it's the 6 agains, yes, but it's at crucial times, and there's some discipline there with, the heavier shots up high. So it'll be interesting to see, a bit of the outcome. But you're right, they just kept playing for the whole 80 minutes in that performance and nearly got it there at the end with Ethan Sanders, who I thought had a pretty strong game. Only young in his career.
Basically, Connor Tracy, career best performance to beat Canberra tonight. I haven't seen him play so well. Like, sometimes we see glimpses of him with the ball, but he was outstanding defensively, saved a couple of tries, scored a try, set up another. He was dynamic tonight. And Andrew, you said it in the commentary, and it resonated with me really well. I compare Canterbury with Cronulla a little bit in terms of they've got a really decent squad that competes on every play, and they're going to play finals because they're going to win a lot more games than they lose, and they probably won't lose games that they shouldn't lose. But do they have the 1-6-7 to go to that next level? Right? The Sharks, I've got my severe doubts over. Their 9's elite. Okay?
I'm more confident about Canterbury, to be honest, out of those two.
I am as well, but I see them on a similar trajectory in terms of what we've seen over the last couple of years. But if Connor Tracy can put a performance in like that, they got that. They got Burden's kicking game, which was outstanding tonight. Galvin's running game is a threat, but obviously didn't get an opportunity to do it much tonight. But yeah, I thought it was a career best performance from Connor Tracy.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I think I've just become accustomed to him playing like that.
Not like that. Like he has.
No, like that. Saving tries, scoring tries, running 200 plus metres.
But very rarely will you come and go, Connor Tracy's produced a 9 out of 10. He gives you a lot of 7s.
He was elite tonight, there's no doubt.
That's probably my point. He's a really good, consistent player, but he's around that 7 to 8 most weeks. Tonight was a clear 9, 9.5. And you just haven't seen that in him. And if he's got that in his game more regularly, Canterbury can do something in this competition.
What do we make of the halves combos, boys? We spoke about it in the pre-game show. Tungy, Ethan's Strange and Sanders for Canberra, and Matt Burton and Lockie Galvin for Canterbury.
Yeah, well, MC just spoke about it then. We probably didn't get to see the best of the running game of, say, a Lockie Galvin, but that is also Ethan Strange's, greatest asset as well. And we probably didn't get to get the full glimpse of that. We saw moments he'd break tackles, but we didn't see too much more. Ethan Sanders really controlled that kid. I can only think of a couple of times there was a kick that he tried to get through there, Strange, and maybe launched one when Sanders got caught there, only a couple of kicks. So his running game probably wasn't on full display here tonight defensively. Was both pretty solid. So I think both teams will be better for the run, they'll be better, next time around, but look even better in dry conditions.
Just a shout out to the Canterbury players, and this is not unique to them. This is NRL players every week. Canterbury's still out there signing autographs and, mainly selfies. It's a selfies world these days, isn't it? Can't remember the last time I saw an autograph book, but Jacob Preston's still out there. There are still handshakes going on all over the place, and they're continuing those photos right down there on the boundary fence on this western side of the field. And, notable because, yes, they've won, but they'll be knackered and wet and want to be getting off.
Yeah, it's Josh Curran's still out there. Jacob Preston's just making his way through. Obviously, Stephen Crichton, one of the last to do it. And Penrith sort of started this trend a few years ago with Stephen Crichton was a part of, where they'd walk around the field and it'd take 40, 45. And Brian Toll still like 45 minutes after the game before. And you love to see it, right? It's a special moment. So Stephen Crichton now just making his way back up the tunnel. But Stephen Crichton, is there a footballer at the moment where it just looks like, it looks like it's under 12s, where he's just too big, too strong for players? He just gets through every first up tackle. They've got to find a way, and obviously Connor Tracy was brilliant tonight, and we saw him connect for a try in the first half on the right hand side of the